Welcome to the Hector Jesus Show. I am your brother in fashion, fitness, finance, and family, El Señor Romero Miliano, Pablo Hector Jesus. First things first, you know that I gotta shout out the gang. That's all my greatly ambitious, intellectually noteworthy gentlemen that's aggressively neutralizing the game. 365 days of the year. And as always, I got my co-host with me, the go-getter, for oh no, that's not it. Damn, I fucked it up. Hold on. The stock trader, model data, straight alpha, never beta. He might just caress your bitch in the elevator, then sit back with a glass of yak and a pair of gators. JB, say what's up to the people, baby.
What's good, everyone? Welcome everyone here.
Yeah, welcome.
We got a good show today.
We definitely got a great show. I mean, every show is great, but this one seems like it's gonna be historical. So remember, like the fucking video, y'all. Stop playing. Like the damn video. I mean, we're gonna keep dropping jewels and we're gonna continue to power up in this bitch. And you know what? All the 2 episodes that I told y'all we was gonna drop is out now. I know we was behind 3, but now they're out. So check them out. Hit the link in our bio. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. And let's get started. So we're gonna start introducing everybody from my left, from Juan's left, going this way. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my brother.
Juan or me?
Yeah, Juan. Okay, this way. Yeah. Going this way. From Juan's left. You start. Go ahead.
Okay. Dinero Ferrar, man, leader of Coat Rap.
Mr. Freeze, a.k.a. Barboy, Generation Elite.
OG Sam.
Master of Law, or for Health.
Oh, yeah. Let's go get these gentlemen a round of applause, baby. A lot of love. There's a lot of love on the Hector Jesus Show, y'all. Thank y'all for coming, man. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, appreciate your invite.
Definitely. We're going to get into the chats real quick. Let's see who's tuned in. Let's see if we got any OG watches. Dawson, The Sacred. The interview is going to be about masculinity, man. You know, man shit, man. You know what we do. Who we got? This is from K. Praza. Again, what's the interview going to be about? Bro, stay tuned. I mean, come on, man. That's you know. This one from Exuberance is me, War for Health. Yeah, War for Health. Like the video. Exuberance in the gang. We're going to power up. Keep powering up. Protile_TX. What's up, baby? Plan and strategize first or action and fix along the way. Yes, sir. That's chess. You know, strategize. 1_way_J. Thoughts on misogyny. We will get to that. So, after everybody says their piece, we'll definitely keep that in our notes, and we're gonna answer that. 1_way_J. Who else we got? BVAS05. What's up, baby? I'm glad I'm seeing someone carry on Kevin Samuels. Good work. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Rest in peace to Godfather style. KK, get fit quick. Muscle, no doubt. Dawson Sacred. Hello, I am 16 years old and I am curious about your thoughts. How we don't really own anything and all we have to do is piss someone off and they could take our houses away. We'll answer that too, so we'll get everybody's thoughts on that. All right, so stay tuned, Dawson the Sacred. Make sure you buy a badge, man. Buy a badge. They're only 99 cents. Who else do we got? Don't they always have the same topic points? Suck a dick, man. You know what I mean? Go to another podcast, bro. I don't know what you're doing here. You know what we talk about, like Young Beast 5, any calisthenics certificate courses. Oh, certified courses. Oh no, certificate courses. I'm sure there is. I mean, you know, stay tuned. We got calisthenic guys in here, man. You're gonna learn a lot. Round of applause, awkward silence. Kevin from Houston, come on, bro. You know that when you hear the video, you're gonna hear the sound effects, bro. Stay tuned. Come on, man. Stop playing with us. And that's it. Yo, I appreciate everybody tuning in. You guys are getting engaged, man. Keep engaging. The 2 people that ask serious questions, we're going to ask y'all questions. So we get started. Farrar, tax-free, bro.
Yeah.
The record is crazy.
Yeah, appreciate it.
How'd you come up with it, man?
I mean, honestly, some of that shit just come to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really think too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
I always think about living tax-free, not paying taxes.
Yeah.
That ain't my reality, but I think about it all the time. I was like, shit, what would I spend money on? What do people spend money on who don't pay taxes? A bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't necessarily the premise of the song, to rap about a bunch of bullshit. It's kind of, addressing the culture where we are today, what people spending money on. So That's
Yeah,
what it
because you
really
brought
was
up
about.
Birkins, you brought up everything, man. It
Exactly.
was like a cultural, almost. I don't want to say a cultural attack, but it was more like you basically what you said. You're like calling everybody out on the bullshit we spending our money on, and for the most part, it is cultural. I mean, we spend money on these Jordans, we spend money on bags, we spending money at the club, throwing money recklessly, and 100%. And I like how you mentioned churches too. I'm sure they got tax write-offs or something like that, right?
For sure, yeah.
Did you look
big
into that at all?
nonprofit, big non-taxable businesses and shit. Churches is one of those businesses. They don't pay taxes.
Because I know rich people are writing off like planes and writing off cars as tax deductions and shit like that. So
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah.
just not to pay taxes. I mean, that shit's crazy.
It's crazy.
Nah, but that's hard, man. I'm glad you pulled up, bro. Like I said, I've been following your journey for a while, and we're gonna get into it. But I want everybody to say a little bit about where they come from, and and we'll start with you, Dinar. Like I know you're from Charlotte, but for the people who don't know who you are, go ahead.
I mean, I was born and raised Charlotte, North Carolina. I actually live in Portland. I live in Portland, Oregon now. I got to laugh when I say that because it ain't a lot of black people in Oregon, but I live out in Portland, Oregon. Born and raised in Charlotte, been in the industry of music for 12 years. Definitely a pioneer in the city. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Paved the way for a lot of shit that's happening right now, that's me, man. Yep.
What about you, Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze, Rochester, New York. I've been in Rochester, New York pretty much all my life. I've been in North Carolina for about 16 months now. You know what I mean? Different adjustment, different weather, different premise on fitness and bringing science to the helm. Because a lot of people don't understand, like, we're strong, but a lot of us don't know who we are.
Yeah.
So I figured coming into a different state, I can introduce individuals to things they've never heard of, or you've heard of it but forgot about it. So for the most part, just out here, just trying to spread the gospel of fitness, if you will.
Yeah, and for those watching, man, Mr. Freeze put me on some quick game, man, that I didn't know. And I'm thinking, I'm one of the only calisthenics guys out here, blah blah. And then he put me on to some shit. I was like, damn, shit blew my mind. It was something as simple as what he said, and we're gonna get into it. Something as simple as what he told me been changing like my progression, slowly but surely.
Yes,
OG Sam, what about you, brother? Tell him a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm OG Sam. I'm originally from the Bronx, born and raised. Been in Charlotte for about 20 years now. I've been blessed to have a little experience on both sides of the aspect as far as being in the streets and being a little bit a part of the corporate business world. I grew up, in the streets, and I learned a lot, from some of the OGs that helped bring me up out in the streets. They also, they was business minded, but in the streets, and they kind of guided me to steer away from the streets as much and try to get into the corporate world, because that's where a lot of the people that was really making moves and being able to accomplish something was in the corporate world. They was able to, when I say accomplish something, things, they were able to establish legitimate businesses, to put back into the community and stuff like that. So, I got into the corporate business world. I've been at JP Morgan Chase. I did 10 years at JP Morgan Chase. Did 15 years at TIAA Cref. Been in Wells Fargo. So, and I, got to Charlotte. I've been into the health fitness for, I'd say about at least 35, 40 years I've been doing.
It's crazy.
The health fitness.
I'm 30 years old, but you've been working out for as long as I've been alive.
Yeah,
sir.
And, I've came, in contact with a lot of people, and a lot of people come to me and ask me certain questions and things like that. And, I don't have a problem, giving them my knowledge or, giving them a little guidance, or, some people accept it, and some people take it as a grain of salt. And, but me, I'm at peace with myself and I'm confident in myself. So once I give you that jewel, you know, it's up to you if you want to shine it and do something with it, or, you know what I mean, you want to put it away and say, you know what, they don't need it. But that's all right. That's right.
And that's that jewel right here. That's that jewel real quick. What about you, man? Tell me a little about yourself, man.
Master of Law, originally from Newark, New Jersey. Ended up in Charlotte basically through my college journeys. My first year of school, I went to Grambling State in Louisiana. Was too far for a city kid, and Charlotte was that metropolitan, not home, but away from home, but close enough that me and my boys could jump in a rental car and be home in less than 10.
Yes, sir.
Once I graduated, I've always been about working out, whether it was dealing with iron, the weights, or calisthenics. But the older I got, I became more diversified in just health and fitness overall. And I started a movement called War for Health here in Charlotte. And it's just an acronym. WAR is an acronym for working out actively responsible for health. And health is two aspects. You know, you have health and fitness. A lot of times we focus just on fitness, which is the physical ability of somebody.
The aesthetic.
Versus, exactly. So, you know, we try to motivate and inspire everybody who comes around. My comrade, Sam, you know, I got some of my other comrades behind me. Y'all want to salute? But anyway, you know, it's all about inspiring and motivating people. Like Sam said, if you got a gift or a jewel, what's the beauty in that if I can't share it?
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I come together with people, I'm a humble person. It's not about competition.
That's right. Because
you could be better than me in something. That doesn't mean you're better than me. We all have strengths and weaknesses. And with War for Health, we're on the front line of health. So we're coming together with comrades. And when I say comrades, that's worldwide. You know, me and you was talking, Hector, earlier. When you go to battle, if you know anybody in the military, it breaks down barriers of all of the demographics, where you from, what language you speak, what culture, what religion. When you simplify health, we all need it. You know, we all need it. So it's War for Health.
I never thought about that either, simplifying health, like making it more simpler for people to understand. Because a lot of people get into the gym and just do random stuff. They don't know what to do, where to start, how to keep going. But when you simplify, you go back to the fundamentals, the basics, which I tell you guys all the time, bro. Go back to the basics, man. Push-ups, pull-ups, dips. You know, 5 days a week, 45 minutes to an hour minimum. I mean, come on, you can't get any easier than that. Push-ups, pull-ups, dips, you know, to start your health journey. Because really, you guys, what we do is, you know, we're really targeting the young guys. Even if they're overweight or they're skinny or whatever, we're targeting them not just on the physical fitness level, but also on the mental level. You know, read or listen to books. You know what I'm saying? Jot down your thoughts, your ideas, plan ahead, short-term goals, long-term goals. We got something called the fundamental formula, right? The rules and principles with which one will proceed to achieve anything and everything, right? 7 fundamental steps. Foundation, form, structure, system, accountability, order, focus, which is like very basic steps to get started on the journey to becoming the best version of yourself, but very important steps. And believe it or not, you guys, whether y'all have noticed it or not, y'all follow these steps, you know, even if it's unconsciously or y'all just started, y'all been doing it for years, like 30 years, you OG Sam, who, I mean, that's, you know, longer than I've even been alive, which is, you know, it's crazy, like, to think that you're still in the gym, like, still busting out. This, for y'all don't know, this man is busting out muscle ups, man, in the gym, man. How old are you, OG Sam? 50, 54. That's crazy. Some of y'all are 24. Y'all can't even do 10 push-ups, man.
And try to run up on them.
You know?
See what happens.
So we going to get into all of that, y'all. We're going to get into, you know, trials and tribulations y'all went through as a youth, just to teach these kids, like, look, man, like, you know, there's people that have been through these bumps and bruises before y'all did, and we're just warning y'all of it now. You know, now is warning all y'all, take heed. Don't take it for granted. Like, You know, I'm only 30, but I went through that age where it's like, man, this old motherfucker don't know what he's talking about. And you think you know it all, but in reality, and we say this became a quote, me and JB say this all the time, it's not what you don't know, it's what you don't know that you don't know.
That's right.
There'll be some shit you don't know you were supposed to know.
Straight up.
You know, but we'll get into the chats again, you guys. So, you know, they're going dumb right now. Let's see. We're going to answer the questions y'all asked real quick, and we'll get all these gentlemen's perspective on it. You know, I jotted them down, you guys. So let's see where we was at. I know somebody was shouting out you, OG Sam. We're going to shout them out too. Where they at? Got a lot of... Okay, so this is Mr. B. Will 585. Prayers and blessings to all y'all young men. Salute to y'all.
Salute B. Will.
Yeah, salute B. Will. We're going to hit y'all a jewel. Keep power on, baby. You're officially in the gang. Beto 13 Martinez. This is in Spanish. I'm a translation. He says, saludos desde Las Vegas. That means shouts out from Las Vegas. Beto 13 Martinez. We're going to drop a jewel on you and keep powering up, baby. You're officially in the gang. Remember to buy a badge. Appreciate you tuning in. Harmony Allah, by father, I mean master.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Okay, no doubt. So we're going to drop a jewel on Master Allah's daughter and keep powering up. We appreciate you tuning in. Dawson the Saker, we're going to answer your question, brother. Don't get too antsy with me, all right? This one's from Kane 617.
That's one in the war, comrade.
Yeah,
Comrade.
the OG Bronx. Yeah, the OG Bronx Boy 174. So that's for you, OG Sam. Kane, I appreciate you tuning in. We're going to drop a jewel on you and keep powering up. Titus, I see you in the building, baby. What's up, Titus? Titus officially in the gang. He got his own podcast, too. He was on mine, I think, one of the first few episodes, so he usually tune in. Cisco Cuts is an OG watcher, so he be watching every Sunday, bro. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Keep powering up, baby. Hey, yo, y'all remember to buy a badge, man. Y'all like how clear it looks? I know the live viewers complain about how it looks, but we're going to be going live on the camera soon, y'all. But if y'all like how it looks on YouTube, keep subscribing. Harmony Allah, Go Father, AK Master. So again, shouting you out, so they watching. Okay.
Trying to stay up late.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay, so we're going to answer the first guy, and we're going to get everybody's perspective. He asked 2 questions, so we're going to bundle them up together, all right? So first off, he said, hello. This is from Dawson _the Sacred. Hello, I am 16 years old, and I'm curious about your thoughts. How we don't really own anything, and all we have to do is piss someone off, and they could kick us out our house away. And he also said, what's some advice y'all could give us that'll separate men who use masculinity for abuse and empowering purposes and men who use it for good deeds and productivity? That's a good question. Dawson, we're going to only answer one of those, right? I like the second one way better. That's a more deeper question with more substance, man. So we'll start going this way. What's some advice y'all could give us that'll separate men who use masculinity for abuse and empowering purposes and men who use it for good deeds and productivity? We'll start with you, Master Allah.
So the first thing you probably got to understand is, what is a society made of, right? A society is made up of a group of men who come together for one common cause. It's almost like you have the planet Earth, you have the world. The Earth is the physical place, the world is more of a mindset. Within the world, you have different societies. To basically kind of answer that question, you really got to understand is who's running the world that you deal with. It's a group of people that have a certain society or a certain mindset that have become the ones with the magnetic in it to attract you to a certain way of life. So you just have to get with other brothers who have the same mindset as you to become the greater magnetic society and start to build and destroy with that same mindset. And eventually you will become, or the men you build and destroy with will create a greater society than that which you're questioning now in that question. So, I mean, when it's all said and done, it's almost like the yin and yang. You know, you just have to understand you have to become the answer to your question. A lot of questions people have about society, you have to understand you are the answer to the question. So, you know, that's how I would look at that.
Jewel, what about you, OG Sam? What's some advice you could give that'll separate men who use masculinity for abusive and empowering purposes and men who use it for good deeds and productivity? This is from Dawson _the Sacred. 16-year-old boy. That's a deep ass question for a 16-year-old boy. I mean,
He
that
ain't
just
playing
lets
with-
me know.
He
Yeah,
ain't playing with no PS5
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah. That just lets me know his mind is elevated on
taking
a
over the
different
world.
level. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Knowledge is power. You surround yourself with people that's progressing, people that's in the right movement, people that's doing the right things, people that's encouraging, you know, people that's empowering, and you're gonna move forward. You're gonna keep your mind sharp. They're gonna help you keep your mind sharp, you know, and those things, even your mind is sharp and your mind is strong, your body is gonna do what your mind is dictating. So if your mind is in the right direction and telling you to move this way, which is in the right direction, and you have weak-minded people going in the other direction, you're not going to go in the other direction because your mind is sharp. You know, so just say keep your mind empowered and keep your mind, keep building with knowledge in your mind, man, and you'll go a long way.
Yeah. Jewel, what about you, Mr. Freeze?
I mean, it's only my opinion that men use masculinity for a power trip. You know what I mean? If you don't have any self-love, of course you're going to use something to be noticed. So I agree with OG Sam. You know what I mean? Believe in the concepts of selfology. Know who you are first. Don't go ahead and try to gravitate to the road just because society's telling you something or you feel like you have to use this position of power because you have it. Surround yourself with your likes, and that energy will attract. For instance, how we met, you know what I mean? I just simply approached you and I never knew who you were. Now I'm on your panel, you know what I mean? Because that energy drew me to not be aggressive in my approach, but to be humble, to teach this individual something, and I got something back. You know, so in my opinion, use selfology. There is no curriculum for selfology. There is no curriculum for self. That's within you. So why would I use what I have knowing I'm great for abusive purposes versus using that thing to manifest positive things? It's all about what you think in your mind, I believe. You know what I mean? And like I said, this is only my opinion, but in my 41 years of existence, I haven't felt that once I got on that plane, you know, and I've been on that plane for the last 25 years.
Man. Jewel, what about you, De Niro?
I honestly feel like a lot of people have to define what a man is at the end of the day, right? So everybody like, oh, you know, this, that, and the third. But what's your definition of a man, right? Because that doesn't strike me as a man who would abuse power. That's like a little boy.
Yeah.
I watch my son abuse power all the time. He's strong, right? But I don't think he know how strong he is. Once he becomes aware of how strong he is, he starts walking into different versions of himself, a young man than a man, but a real man ain't gonna abuse no power. So you really gotta define that off the jump. What is a man? A lot of these young guys don't have an example as to what a man is. We have to go out in the world and create that, or we see it. Most of the things we see is falsehood, so they're moving under false pretense of what a man is. So you seeing a quote-unquote man abuse power, you ain't looking at a man. A lot of kids don't know how to recognize a man when they see it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Or
that
don't
be the
respect the
truth.
man when they see it. Yeah.
But then it's like, what do a man look like? Show me a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Show me what you feel a man is, and I'll show you a flawed human. At the end of the day, we all flawed. We create what man is and what man look like.
Do you think that, and this is for everybody, do you guys think that we can as a group unanimously decide what a man is supposed to be? Or do you think it will always be in the air? Like, for example, all us in this room, right? We could say, you know what, this is what a man is supposed to be. We can all agree on what a man is supposed to be or the way he's supposed to behave and act and conduct himself, communicate with other men. Or do you think it'll always be a vague definition?
Me personally, I don't want to say it would be vague, but let's make it real simple. If I gave you a recipe and gave you the recipe, we all can have the ingredients,
But
right?
it's going to taste different.
It's going to taste different.
Yeah.
So in the culture of the gods, we have something called wisdom, self-styled wisdom. You're going to express things based on your frequency, your style. Like, for example, you got a swag about you. I might have a definition of what swag is to me. We coming out the house dressed what our swag mindset, but when we come to the party, we might be extreme on the spectrum.
Right.
So it goes back to what the brother was saying. Like, yo, definition is something you sometimes self-define. Now, we can have the ingredients to say, yo, a man is respectable, takes care of his responsibility.
That foundation.
Exactly. You can have those things, but you may have different layers before we get to the foundation.
Exactly.
So
with
basically
cake, it's not to cut you off,
Yeah,
but I was
go
just going
ahead,
to say, to his point, right? Like with cake, you got a million different cakes, but all them shits got eggs in them. For the most part, unless we going vegan, that's a different
flour.
But foundation of man should always be the same, predicated on respect. You see what I'm saying? Morals, standards, things like that. You know, family, you know, protecting.
So we can all agree that the basic frame of the way a man is supposed to be, we could agree on, even though every single man individually will have a different flavor to him. But as far as their makeup, their foundation, their structure, right?
Foundation is everything.
The makeup,
That's the premise.
the makeup of men is actually supposed to be leaders, right? Now, they're supposed to have direction. They're supposed to have purpose. They're supposed to have drive, you know. And in order for the women to follow them, you have to show them a visual map. You have to have some direction, some purpose of how you're going to get there. You know what I mean? How you're going to attain where you're trying to go. You know, that's mainly what our job is, you know. But then you have some brothers that abuse, like the question was, you know, they abuse their I don't want to say power, but they abuse the authority that they have, you know. Then you have some brothers, you know, that don't abuse their power. They use it more of as a tool, you know, as a guidance, as a provider, you know. They use it as that sort of thing, you know. And that's what we supposedly, I know that's what with the men that I came up with and around, they showed me that this is how you be a man. You know, you're gonna be a provider. You know, you're gonna have direction. You're gonna have purpose. You're gonna have drive. Of course, you're gonna have, you know, all the natural, the morals and the good, you know, good standards and stuff like that. But that's how I see it, man. Being.
So the basic frame. So to answer your question, Dawson, yeah, man, men don't abuse their power. And funny enough, you guys, I actually made an episode called Toxic Masculinity way back. Some of the OG watchers know what I'm talking about. But I made a episode called Toxic Masculinity where I basically broke down what masculinity means throughout history. And we went back all the way, I think, to about Greek, all the Greek times, like 1,000 years ago. And I broke it down how, you know, masculinity is being fair. Masculinity is leadership. Masculinity is authority, but being able for someone to feel comfortable yielding to your authority.
Absolutely.
You know, being chivalrous, treating women with respect, you know, because this term toxic masculinity is thrown around so much that a lot of men are almost afraid to be men. Like, you can't be a man anymore. Like a traditional man, it's like, oh, that's toxic masculinity, right? And it's like, no, I'm just being me. I'm being, you know, my biological nature to be a man.
Absolutely.
So I see a lot of these young kids, right? They can't even be themselves anymore. For example, 1988, right? I wasn't born yet, but, you know, looking back in history, the quote unquote action hero, 6 feet tall, ripped, right? Your Rambos, your Arnold Schwarzeneggers, right? Your Van Dams. That was your traditional version of masculinity, right? Back then, your Wesley Snipes, like these guys who like ooze masculinity. Now, you see these soft guys. I mean, they're big, and I'm sure y'all see it in the gym too. They're big, but they don't know how to talk. They're awkward. They're soft, right? Their morals ain't there. They don't know how to talk to women. Like it's a whole nother kind of man now. And I think, you know, call me a conspiracy, but I think it's being done on purpose.
But see, like to that point, they always feeding us what masculinity should look like. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, Van Damme. See, they teaching us violence is okay. But then when we go out and be violent, they say that ain't okay. So to me, like, they always feeding us what our masculinity should look like, to the point we don't know what the fuck it should look like. We waiting on them to tell us. We can't define it. We confuse, especially the ones who don't know and trying to watch and wait for them to tell them.
Yeah.
Now they're going to say, well, a real man wear a purse.
Yeah.
A real man is, a real man that. And guess what? The general public go out and do it because ain't no man in the house.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Because hip hop taught me what masculinity was.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Culture,
everything is grooming us. Everything is grooming us. The music, the TV, everything is grooming us to the point a man is an amalgamation of things, influence, all of this shit. To the point where he's just a confused man.
Yeah.
He what the TV say a man, his neighborhood, his partners, this book he read, OGs, all this, and then he's standing in confusion. Because he like, well, what kind of man am I for real? I'm a bunch of other shit, but I ain't me.
And something else to think about too is, it's not always a conspiracy theory thing. You're onto something. It's the journey of really researching. There is something going on in society where the changing of the guard has taken place. Where, we were being fed what masculinity was, right? But you got to understand, every time period, there was somebody benefiting from that type of man.
Yeah.
You kind of scratch the surface of something, right? If you join the military, they teach you violence,
Right.
manhood,
Right.
killer, no mercy. But when the minorities subscribe to that, it becomes dangerous,
Right.
because now we're going to turn on those who were benefiting. So they got to change that. And now you get a lot of feminization because now those in power can control that. So now you get a lot of brothers and sisters subscribing to things that seem strangely, but there's a group, back to society, a group of men coming together for one common cause that are benefiting. You go to the mall, I would say about 90% of the stores are for who?
For women.
For women.
Yeah.
Most of the stores we go in that we buy manly clothes are designed by who?
Women.
Or feminine men. But who benefits? You see? So it's almost like one of those things of know yourself. Because once you know yourself, I'm not religious. I'm not a man of religion, but I'm a man of principle. I'm in the world, not of it. Once you know yourself, I don't care what y'all talking about. Those ingredients of how to make the cake will not change.
Can't change.
You see what I'm saying? So you think about it. We don't make guns, but now that's a big problem.
Right.
So who's really benefiting from making of the guns? Those who now have a problem with the guns being in the wrong hands. You see, so everything you got to look at big picture of who's the problem, who's causing the problem, who's benefiting from when it's a problem. And then you'll start to see some same characters always involved.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, the powers that be. Yeah. It's like almost like there's like a puppeteer. There's someone up there that's moving all the pieces so everybody can, basically fall into the same trap. You know? And I noticed that, you guys, and I mean, y'all could attest to this too, correct me if I'm wrong, but me personally, right, growing up, I was born in 1992, hip hop influenced me a great deal. I mean, like, in my mind, I believe that I had to have a criminal record before I could become a rapper. I believe that if I went to jail, I graduated from, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I realized that it's a never-ending cycle until you stop.
That's right.
Like, you gotta really like, nah, this is where this stops here. And you gotta 100% remove yourself from the people you are around. And it's in a way understanding the part they played, because sometimes they don't know.
Right.
Sometimes they don't know how detrimental they are to your growth.
That's right.
But it's about taking accountability, because you choose. If you know better, it's like, you know what, I know better. Let me remove myself. And I don't hang out with any of the guys that I used to hang out with. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Just a sign of maturity.
yeah, but it's like I can't, because we're not on the same path anymore.
Right.
And this actually leads me to my next question, and I'm gonna start with you, De Niro, because I actually told these gentlemen right before we started about the first time I met you.
Yeah.
About 8 years ago, maybe a little soon, maybe like 7 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was on my dumb shit, right? And we met at a little, it was a house, but it was like a rap show.
Right.
And I had never met you before that. Only thing I had of who I thought you were was a record that you dropped called New Charlotte.
Yeah.
Record Blue. It was the first
first
artist I ever saw out of my city. I love my city to death, man. It's my city. You know, hit 1 million, bro, on YouTube.
We did 30.
Yeah, right.
We did 30.
When I saw y'all, when I saw it, bro, you know, when I saw it, y'all had just hit 1 mil, and I was like, yo, who are these guys? I was like, who are these guys, bro? You know, I think you had the first verse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's crazy because I'm gonna touch on this too. For those watching, the lyrical content, the substance of your content from then to now.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing you said was all of my niggas some savages running your place, stick you up for the packages,
running your trap, hit you up for the
your packages,
yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Violence, drugs, robbery. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So boom, I got my idea who I think you are. I meet you at the joint, and first thing I do when I see you, right? I perform the song. You know, you pull me to the side, bro. I like the record. Boom. We go to the outside. I offer you some weed.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm thinking, what's wrong with this motherfucker, right? Like, why he don't smoke weed? You know what I mean? Because that was just my mind. Like, I'm thinking everybody smoke weed. If you're a rapper, you must smoke weed.
Right, yeah.
I didn't understand it. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, and congratulations, you told me 8 years, no weed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. I mean, I'm only 1.5 years in, and I was just telling these gentlemen, I'm feeling proud of myself. A 1.5 years, no weed, but like 8 years, that's crazy. And then for the ones who 20, 30, 40 years in, I've been following your journey for a while, bro. And really, you're if not the only one that came out of Charlotte, one of the first to have this transition. Like, it's such a public transition that you've made. And I don't think that you've ever been afraid to be transparent with that transition, because, you know, some guys, they'll like shy away from the light for a while, then come back fit. You know what I mean? But you basically like laid down all the steps. And for those watching, man, if y'all been following this, I don't know if you still got all the posts from back in the day or whatever, but like the transition to now, you know, even your lyrical content now, like the difference between what it was then. Of course, you're more mature now. You know, you've matured as a man. Tell me a little bit about that transition, though. Like, what was it that made you say, you know what, I'm not going to be a regular, because you from Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
What side?
Born and raised. West Boulevard.
West Boulevard.
Yeah, West Side.
And
West
you already
Boulevard,
know the West is wild
Yeah.
here in Charlotte. I would say is, you know, every side got his shit, but I would say the West Side is suffering the most out of, you know what I mean? Like, drugs are heavy over there. Like, the crime is heavy over there. Like, you don't go to the West Side, you're going to get robbed on the West Side. Like, that's how it is. So coming from there, bro, what was it that, you know, made you say, you know what, I don't want to be this guy who I was, or this guy who I see everybody around me becoming?
Right.
Like, what was it?
I mean, to be honest, bro, what I was what I needed to be to survive where I grew up. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, that's just any guy from the street. We ain't born hood nigga, street nigga. You have to then adapt to whatever environment you live in, right? It's like, if you took me and raised me in Ballantyne, I'd be like, yeah, man, this shit's great.
Yeah.
You know, this is because that's where I'm from. That's, you know, but growing up on West Boulevard, I had to then cultivate myself with all the defense mechanisms to defend myself. I was a scary kid. I didn't like fighting. But I didn't want to be hurt either. You feel what I'm saying? So then fast forward all the way up to me rapping, and you saying, you know, you were born in 92. I was listening to the music in the 90s when I was living in Little Rock apartments, and I was hearing shit on the radio like Goody Mob, Get Up and Get Out and Get Something. I was like, man, I love listening to the radio. I love that lyrical content, and I love rap. And I always said when I rapped, I'm always going, you know, even that song you talking about, New Charlotte, man, I was saying some shit then, but that's how we was really living at the time. Yeah. That music video, go back and look at it. It's live dope transactions happening in that music video. Motherfuckers getting served behind me. That was a real active trap house. We was really living like that, really rapping like that. And what you see is a real evolution and progression. I didn't falsify. I didn't have to become this. This is what I wanted to become. So when you asked me, do I smoke? And I said no, what I do don't inform who I am. Who I am inform what I do. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So a nigga, like, you can't necessarily pin that to me and say, you're a rapper, you should do X, Y, and Z. I'm not a rapper. I rap, but who I am is gonna influence what I do. Not the other way around. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of niggas get influenced by what they do. That determines who they are. That ain't never been me. You feel what I'm saying? So my progression and evolution just always been upward. When I moved to New York, started doing the calisthenics with Giant and them and Rucker Park and shit like that, like, they just embraced me. They knew it was real. They knew it was authentic, you know? I ain't come in trying to be nobody other than who I was, and the lyrical content just gradually progressed. But I never wanted to become so conscientious that I lose the people I'm trying to reach. Yeah. I done read so much shit. I could get in here and rap, and people would be like, what the hell? But see, that's not my intent. I'm not trying to reach a certain demographic of people who already understand. I'm trying to reach people who don't even understand. So when I spit it, they like, damn, I like how you said that. You know what I'm saying? The lines off Sins is Poly playing folk chaotically conceived, born black into this world, made it hard for me to breathe. Worshiping white gods had me down on my knees till I found liberation. Now a nigga finally free. You see what I'm saying? Like, niggas gonna hear that and be like, damn, nigga, I always thought God was white. Yeah. You know, then I hear my man, he challenging me and my perspective on what I thought. Now I can go look for myself. You know what I mean? So this shit always been liberation and always been authenticity all the way through.
So since the beginning, like, you always knew, like, no, this isn't who I want to be. Let me start taking the steps subtly.
Yeah, this is who I had to be.
Okay.
Right? Like, I hear you say, like, oh yeah, like, you know, some of the people that I hung around, I don't hang around no more, right? Like my cousin from the street, you know what I mean? Like, bro, we still thugging, we still rocking. My life is completely different. But I also understand he don't stifle my trajectory. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it don't make me none. I'm here to be a beacon of light to them niggas still in the street. So when I pull up and still go in the bottom, I ain't come to smoke no blunt, push no pack. I might have a strap, but I mean, that's just how I move. But at the same time, I want to be a beacon of light for them. I don't want to get on my path and because I make it possible. I'm the first nigga in my neighborhood not to eat meat. They didn't know what the fuck. You feel what I'm saying? First one working out on a daily. First one not smoking, not drinking. First nigga with a nose ring when they saying that shit was gay. I'm still in the bottom shooting my music videos because I'm showing them it's possible. Not like this Wakanda shit. Wakanda don't exist. They want us to feel like all this black euphoria is fictional. Like this shit ain't real. It's real. So when I come to the hood, they see like, oh, bro, really about that. Bro, really reading. Bro, really active like that. Bro, really work out. Okay, so, and then my niggas will hit me on the cool like, bro, how that shit feel not to eat meat? Because they really inquisitive, but because of where they from, it won't allow them to fully break out. But they'll get me by my side. Yeah, but they'll get me on the side like, damn, bro, you look good, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. You feel me? Like I did the video with Trinidad James. I had on some ostrich cowboy boots and shit, some Hounds 2 print shit. You know, my nigga was like, yeah, that shit fly, bro. He couldn't say it like, you know, because the whole clique was around, but he was like, bro, that shit fly, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
now, do you think that's a form of insecurity that we come up with?
I think that's a form of repression, man. Yeah, it's a form of like uncertainty. It is a slight insecurity. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But to
like
me,
not
it's that prison.
Boundaries, though.
It's that prison. It's a mental prison because everything gay in the black community. I was the first nigga in my clique wearing clothes that fit. They was like, man, that shit look gay. Now I look and niggas who was thug gangster wearing they shit tight. But I was always ahead of the curve and I never cared. So it ain't that. They got to see somebody they respect and admire do it first. And then they'll follow suit. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't never about that. I can come to my hood right now dressed like that. I can go in the bottom and shoot a music video just like that. And they're going to respect it. You feel what I'm saying? Not because they afraid of me, but they know, hey, bro, that nigga different. He always been like that. I was the first one in the city for real walking with those freeform locks. Now I see everybody and their mama doing it.
And I'll tell y'all one thing for those viewers listening. Too, I was working at a spot called Metro PCS in the middle of the hood over there on Tom Hunter, and I saw you there then again with your son. Yeah. It's like the middle of the summer. This man by himself with his son, no shirt, walking through the fucking hood like nothing, bro. Yeah. So, no, this shit is reality, y'all. Yeah. So, to all those tuning in, man, you know, this is not cap. Like, it's like, this is one of the first guys who made that transition. And like I said, to be able to be that transparent publicly, like, yo, look, man, like, I'm making this transition to show them, like, to show the guys, like the young kids who, because a lot of kids, again, you know, I know you said there's a slight, but I think it's a big insecurity in the neighborhoods that we come from where it's like, nah, I can't. For example, talking proper. You know what I'm saying? Like that's oh, that's white.
Oh, you talk
sound white.
Yeah,
It's like,
but I mean, it ain't cool to be educated with. Where
That's
you
what I'm
from.
saying.
You
You know
feel
what I mean?
I'm
Like,
saying? It ain't an insecurity. It's a reality. It's like slang to people who are educated. It's just what they know.
but what I'm saying is, would you consider that reality stemmed from an insecurity? Like, I can't sound educated, or people are gonna think I'm soft.
It's like people who look down on people who aren't educated, people who are educated. It's vice versa. And so how they look down on them, people would say it's an insecurity of a person who's intellectual to then down talk or downplay a person who's not. But it's just what they know. It's their reality. Because to us, we like, man, get that white boy shit out of here.
Yeah.
It's the same. It ain't no different.
I don't read no
The way I look
motherfucking
at
books.
it,
Why would I read
Yeah,
a book?
that shit ain't no different, bro.
Now,
The way I look at it, though, just to elaborate on that a little bit, the way I look at it, though, like I said earlier, you know what I mean, it's all about knowledge is power. You know, a lot of times people in their environment, they don't go outside that environment. They live and breathe that environment. And whatever that environment is producing at that time, that's where they at. They're stuck in that environment. So with a brother like him, he was able to use his alpha and go out and experience other things and want other things, lead himself into growing himself. Some people don't grow themselves. They stay stuck, you know. So when you surround yourself with knowledge, then you can come back to that environment and try to bring that knowledge back.
Yeah,
That's
for
why
sure.
the people is looking at him now and it's like, oh, you know what, brother? You're doing all right.
Respect.
You know,
Yeah, bro. I'm
good.
telling you,
know
I
what I mean?
motion through the city with my kids. I'm not saying this because I'm some big bad wolf, but I know I'm protected. I was in the park with him. My man turned me on to this. They didn't know who I was for real when I came out there to work out with them. I just pulled up on him like, yo, bro, y'all out here getting He like, hell yeah, come on. Yeah. And he whooped me too. Had us out there. I think we did a couple hundred squats. I'm like, damn, y'all doing 50 at a
But
time?
him and his man came up on the running.
Oh, yeah.
Runners.
Yeah.
We're going to stay right here in this park.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, was that the UNCC?
No, we
joint?
was at Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whooped us doing 50 squats a set. You feel me? Doing like 4 sets. I'm like, oh, he real deal. Yeah, for sure.
Nah, they go in. They go
Yeah,
in.
facts.
One more question I'm gonna ask you, then we're gonna move on to you, Mr. Freeze. That is it a conscious decision? I'm not gonna, because you spit. You know what I mean? Like you spit and it's lyrical, but like you said, you got so much knowledge. You've been educated on so much stuff, right? From reading and researching. You keep yourself here when it comes to like lyrical content instead of like, because for example, I was listening to an interview 50 Cent and they were asking him about Jizza. And they asked him, was like, yo, what's your opinion on Jizza? He's like, I mean, I like Jizza, but he sounds so smart, it sounds dumb to me.
Right,
You know, it's like so much mathematical equations. It's another reason why cannabis never went nowhere, because it was too much. So do you purposefully keep yourself here to where someone in the hood could understand what you're saying, but you're still speaking with that substance to where it's intellectual? Like you keep yourself in that that ratio of.
I wouldn't
or
necessarily
like how
say
you-
that. I just want to be straight. Like, I just want to cut straight through. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I just want to cut straight through. If I say, like, I ain't saying that I'm fully healed because I'm still healing. Black superhero, even though they see me as a villain. Beyond grateful. I'm so thankful. Look at how we living. Don't ask me how I got it. Just know it's God given. That's straight down the middle. That's how I want to deliver it. I don't want nobody to say, man, what the fuck he say?
But there's
a
a
double
little-
entendre.
there's a
I
jewel
don't
in that.
need to
Yeah.
say
There's
that.
some
I just
jewels
want to
in
go straight across. That's it. I want to be impactful. I don't care if they sound the most lyrical. I don't care if these niggas say they dance to my shit. I ain't never had a nigga come up to me like, oh, bro, I be turned up to your shit. Motherfucker be like, bro, when I listen to you, bro, you really be putting me on, like, making me feel some type of way, making me think. That's what I want. I don't care if a person be like, you the most lyrical, blah, blah, blah. People can say what they want about Pac. He's the most impactful rapper to ever rap. Period, bro. Alive or dead, he's the most impactful, period, bro. His songs damn near became a national holiday for Mother's Day. Dear Mama, they don't play nobody like Pac. He the most impactful. Niggas know his lyrics word by word. My little brother, Pac been dead 25 years. My little brother 20-something. He wasn't even alive when Pac was rapping. That's impact. That's the shit I'm focused on. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
So it's not even, you're just like, yo, let me get my message.
I want to get, Pac was so well read. He was so well read. He could have gave it to him on some real Black Power shit. When he was with Shock G, he was on that all around the world. But he was like, man, I want to just cut straight through. Fuck the bullshit, man. I want to take all the sugar off and cut straight through.
And I want to talk about Pac too. Now that you brought him up, I do want to talk about, but we're gonna get into you, Mr. Freeze, real quick. We're gonna run it back because, we're how far are we? Well, we almost an hour in, but like, there's so much info. Y'all tuning in, man. Let's hit the chats real quick. I'm gonna get to you, Mr. Freeze. So, where we at? We got a lot of people tuning in right now. TB Fitness, he says salute. 100 muscle fire. TB Fitness, we appreciate you, brother. We're going to power you up. He also said war for health. So that's a shout out to you, Mass.
Peace, Sue.
Yeah, peace, Sue.
Yeah, peace. Follow me, create. Heart. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Keep powering up, baby. Dawson on fire. He keep, I advise everyone in the comments to start asking questions because these are a group of men that stop their lives to help us here. Dawson, the Saker, we appreciate you noticing that. Because a lot of guys will tune in here and be like, you know, what are y'all talking about? Come on, man. Like, just listen. Kane 617 facts. We grew up boys raising boys and had to figure it out later in life. Yeah, that's 100% fact. You know, that's 100% fact. Kevin from Houston, damn, this is some perspective. Brain emoji. Appreciate you, Kevin from Houston. Keep powering up. You know, like stupid comments like this, 562 Junior. This is stupid, but what's the topic? Listen, man. Listen. Just listen to the fucking podcast. And I think that's it. Let's see if I got any OG watches in the building. Quan _never_stop. How y'all brothers feeling tonight? Brother, I'm feeling marvelous. I'm gonna be real, man.
Great.
Maintain and never contain.
Man.
Shit, maintain and never complaining even when it's raining, baby. I mean, Kane 617, at some point in your life, you get tired of your own BS. You can't keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. That's a fact. And I think that's piecing off of what you said, OG Sam, about that change, right? Yes, you know, because a lot of people are afraid to change. It's almost foreign to them. You were so used to the same shit over and over and over and over again. 40s, Black and Miles, Lucy's at the corner store. So, you know, we got to stop that shit. That was me back in the day, man. Like, for cigarettes, like, yeah, nah, I don't put that shit in my body. User unknown 25, that's an OG watcher. User unknown 25, I told you, bro, stop using that weird profile. Get a real profile, bro. Like, you ask good questions, man. He said, how would you make the transition when you grow up in the society and that environment when it is built in your brain fundamentally? Well, I mean, you have examples here. Farrar just gave his you know, a brief, you know, history on what it was that he went through. And it was, you know, and I don't want to butcher what you said, but basically, you know, I was supposed to be that, but he still made that transition and that change, bro. So don't blame society, blame yourself. So take accountability for your actions and start taking the steps to change, man. It's slow process, but it's short process. Right. User unknown 24, respect him for making the transition for himself. Yes, sir. I think that's a shout out to you.
Salute.
Yep. Yeah, salute, man. User unknown. I'm telling you, man, stop with that weird username, man. I mean, your name is literally user _unknown 25 _ bro. Come on, man. Get it together. Yeah, get it together. Dawson the Sacred. It's sad realizing a lot of adults are just boys and girls who got older. And that's a fact. Yeah, and that's Nas actually made a record. Yeah, I always bring up rap, but Second Childhood.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that record. I'm sure it's Second Childhood. Nas, I think it was on what Stillmatic? Yeah, Stillmatic. Second Childhood, when he said you know, some hits his mama on his payday. A lot of you guys are grown and y'all asking your mother for money, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. You're in your second childhood. It also touched on a female second childhood. She's 30. She's got 3 kids. She drops the kids off for the moms and goes party. That's crazy too, yo. So for the ladies that are listening, make sure you're not in your second childhood, y'all. It's sad realizing adult. Okay, that's the same one. Titus, this is from Titus for you. Farrar definitely helped me on my workout tip and sobriety. First dude I seen from the hood that showed me I could make it. Being me, salute. So that's a salute. Yeah, Titus, salute to Titus. Titus is a real guy, man. Like, and I actually, Titus, we spoke about this. I don't know if you're still on the thing. We spoke about it. I'm bringing you on the show to talk about that because addiction is heavy in our communities too. You know, a lot of young Black and Latino men are addicted. Also the ladies too. Right now, it ain't heroin and coke no more. Now it's lean, weed. I think weed is one of the most dangerous drugs out there. You know,
Fentanyl, man.
Oh, and fentanyl, man, it's crazy. Like I don't know if you,
That shit killing niggas.
I don't know if you guys have heard. A lot of these kids are overdosing on pills, and a lot of these pills are being pressed with fentanyl, and they're getting killed, man. I've heard a lot of stories, and it's getting crazy out there. You know, you guys are drinking heroin, y'all. So for the lean, if any lean sippers are on the thing, you guys are drinking heroin, literally, bro. Like y'all be in the studio leaning. Like they have videos of like Lil Baby and G Herbo and all these guys. They're literally leaning and like halfway asleep, leaning in the studio, bro. Like it's crazy. They're sleeping, standing up. Y'all look like druggies. LoveFit_training. War and my bro De Niro. Great example of men. That's a fact. So that's a shout for you, Master, and that's another shout for you, De Niro. So Love Fit Training. Keep powering up, baby. And that's it, y'all. So, Mr. Freeze, the science behind calisthenics, baby. You put me onto some real shit, man, and I'm gonna bring it up. I brought it up early off camera, but I'm gonna bring it up again. Just that new pull-up alone, which I mean, it's such a fundamental pull-up, bro, but I've ignored it so much. You know, you want to do regular pull-ups, you get strong, then you want to add weight. So I'm doing regular shit, I'm doing muscle, whatever. I'm practicing the lever, and this is how Mr. Freeze approached me, and this is the humility he was talking about earlier. You know, and the type of energy that we put out when we're doing something positive. So I'm sure if I was in some bullshit, you wouldn't have approached me. That's another lost brother. Maybe you would have to help if you saw some sort of potential, but I had to be doing, and this goes back to what me and you talk about, JB, be prepared for the meeting. So I'm in my workout mode, boom, I'm practicing the lever. You know, I'm doing the progressive step, whatever. Mr. Freeze come up to me, hey, brother, you know what you need to work on? I'm like, nah, we get into the conversation. He said, look at your forearms. I look at my forearms. I'm like, yo, my shit's great. He's like, no, turn them bitches around. I turn them around. I'm like, God damn, I look weak than a motherfucker. So I see, he's like, try that closed grip. I try the closed grip. I'm doing it. He's like, no full range of motion. And I want you to explain the science because this is, you know, he says, stay in this ratio. I'm like, ain't I supposed to be in full range of motion? He said, yeah, but try this full range of motion. Boom, I try it. I'm telling you, by the 5th, 6th one, I'm burning. I hit 12, maybe 15, you know, and now I'm telling you, man, it's a great workout. So why not full range of motion? Everybody tells us all the way up, all the way down.
Like I was discussing to you when we first came in before we got on the podcast, if you stand in the mirror to the side, your joints don't lock. So why would you lock them in life? Mm-hmm. If you add lockouts over time, anything too much is bad for you. You know what I mean? So here comes the tendonitis, the bursitis, the tennis elbow, the surgery. You pop a low joint. Knee safety, back safety, low joint safety is very important. So if you're training on your forearms, time under tension, that's the weight of you within that one muscle. The second you go to lock, now you're dealing with your soft tissue, ligaments, and tendons. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? What people do is their business. But if you want to be far into your career without injuries, now you're looking at a panel that's really doing it. Mm-hmm. I'm 41. That man is 54. He does things I can't even do. So with me displaying the science to individuals, it makes you step back and think of all the days you locked out your joints and all those aches and pains that you feel when you get up in the morning. At 41, I don't feel any of that. Why? Because I took the knowledge for self to say, hey, look, my OG told me X, Y, and Z something 17, 18 years ago, and I kept with it. I don't have any surgeries. I don't have any scars. So this is what I teach the young men, because if you see people like me that look in the gym, they're not approaching anyone trying to help them. These guys are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that's very rare. Think about your average person in the gym lifting all the steel. They're not there to help anyone. So I said, let me be different. Let me be, like I said, a vessel to my people. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter whether it's a skin color. Everyone's misinformed about fitness. We just know we're strong. Like this panel right here, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 men don't know their real body type. Guarantee you. We know we're strong. We know we could do a certain suit. We know we could do a certain weight. Who knows what an ectomorph is? Who knows what a mesomorph is? Who knows what an endomorph is? Who knows at this table that every man here is a combination because our parents had us? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So basically, this is what I teach people, whether it's not locking out, whether it's a body type, whether it's a repetition. Don't lock your joints. You know what I mean? And you can be far, far, far in your career without injuries. Because when you get hurt and you recover, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To go and be at the top of your game and you got hurt because you failed to listen to an individual
I hurt
who's
my
been
Ron
doing
boy,
it.
yeah.
Who's OG Sam's been training as long as you've been born, right?
Yeah.
I got 20 years on a bar alone. I started in martial arts at 7. So my discipline for repetition has always been there. I just progressed. Martial arts, track and field, basketball, lifting weights, body weight. So at 41, I'm supposed to look like this. I'm supposed to be able to talk like this. No degree, of course. Man hours supersede anything. Anything. Experience.
What about
Experience.
but Mr. Freeze, I stretch my ligaments, like, why can't I do full range of motion?
See, here's the thing. Everyone isn't blessed with full range of motion. Everyone isn't blessed with mobility and flexibility. Me, for example, none of my low joints go to a full range of motion. None of them. But it's a gift and a curse in some instances and certain exercises. Like my muscle up is more explosive than the average guy 6'1". I look like one of the 5'8" guys who can explode. However, my range of motion doesn't go open up because my OGs, when I was coming up, they didn't teach us to stretch. They taught us to survive. You know what I mean? So I had to have enough strength to actually survive. I didn't come up in the era of working out to look good. I came out in the era, bro, you skinny, you got to keep them off you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't talk that talk to the youth because I don't promote the violence.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, yo, bro, you skinny. Dude 250 roll up on you and you ain't doing nothing, he going to fold you up. You see what I'm saying? So I came from that era. I said to myself, I don't want to be a part of that era, though. I want to teach these people how to get strong. I want to teach them how to not get hurt and to be well in your years trying to train. So I don't teach the lockout. What you do is your business.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be the one sitting on the sideline at 50, looking you start over, all over again, because the second you get hurt, excuse me, they come in chains. So if you get hurt on the left, something's going to happen on the right. You get hurt right on the left, vice versa. So why not listen to that individual who's actually been through that and take the jewels to really be in your years where you wake up? I don't feel 41. I move. I wake up the same time I woke up at 20 years old. Why? Because I took something and never closed the door, whether it was not locking out my joints, whether it was a repetition, whether it was a jewel from an OG. I take it with a grain of salt. I analyze it, and I use it, and I keep using it.
Because not a lot of 46-year-olds, one, look like you, Mr. Freeze.
Don't put them
41,
on.
my
Don't
bad.
put them. My bad. Ain't there yet. I'm waiting. I'm looking. I'm going.
Not 41, like at
Yes,
41, and not only that, willing to give these jewels or even have these jewels.
Yes, sir.
You run into a lot of 41-year-olds, they don't know nothing. They're in that second childhood we were talking about.
Absolutely.
They don't even have information to give to the
Absolutely.
younger. And a lot of us, they might look cool, got a little bit of jewelry, I'm talking about the young boy. Look, damn, you know, he got a little bit of jewelry. He maybe talk a good game, but as far as that, the real fundamental information, what you're offering now, not a lot of people have it.
That life changed me.
Or even willing to share it.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
That life changed me. I'm not the person that glorifies bricks. I'm not the person that glorifies Cubans and all that. I come from that. I'm from New York. If you from New York, you know the vibes. You see what I'm saying? But now, being in my age right now, what's more important? Being healthy or being rich? Because you can't go to the grave with a vault full of money. So I'd rather live well into my 70s, being able to train, being able to teach the youth, being able to teach my kids something that I know is not being taught when they're having their typical conversations. Think about when you go and we're in a circle of individuals like you said we got away from. They're not talking about none of this. So why not feed the youth and actually wake them up, make them look up versus looking down? Everything is on the phone now.
Yeah.
Everything is from the big homie that says X, Y, and Z, but he really feeding you some garbage. You see what I'm saying? I'm just the one to talk about it because I've been there, done that. I was the one you couldn't tell nothing. I thought I was too smart till they parked me. You see what I'm saying? When you get parked for 3,000 days, it humbles you. You know, so why not give what I learned, navigate through it, and give it back? You know, so like I said, just coming back to the whole lockout thing. There's no wrong pull-up. It's wrong form. It's what you're not doing at home eating the food. It's what you're not doing drinking the water. It's not what you're doing going to sleep. You know, those little things. You don't see adults talking about that. They just, we want to be strong.
Yeah.
You know, until you get around individuals that actually know what they're doing, and each one reaches one. Like, I have science, but it's a bunch of things I don't know. Like I said, I refer to them all the time. They do things I can't do. I have things they can't do. So how do we meet in the middle? brotherhood.
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
You know what I
Teaching
mean?
each other.
Doesn't matter the skin color. It matters about what we can bring to the table and teach each other. Because if you really look at men, there's no unification in the gym. It's all ego.
Yeah.
So that's why I come so humble. I know I look like something, but guess what? I'm going to give you the power. And if I could take your shoulders, I'm straight.
Yeah.
That gets a man to say, damn, he gave me a compliment.
Yeah.
We don't do that to each other anymore. You know what I mean?
But that takes a lot of self-confidence and self-assurance too. Like
Yes,
you
sir.
got to know who you are to even
Yes,
give
sir.
somebody a compliment, to even want to help somebody.
King.
Because the last thing, a lot of guys, now why would I help him? Well, so he could pass me? So he could be better than me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, he going to take my head off.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Or he going
right.
to take my bitches or
Right.
take my money or whatever.
Right.
And have that humility to be like, you know what? Let me teach this young brother something.
That's right.
Because
That's
for some
that's
reason,
an insecure brother.
Of course
Yeah.
it
Doing
is.
things
Of course
like
he
that,
is.
You know what I mean? If I see my brother out here, if he's in the gym and he's trying, he's working, and I see him doing something that he could probably correct on, I'm going to go and drop that jewel to him.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I always say it, like even I tell you all the time, man. I said you can't come in the gym with an ego.
Just chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said we work out from January to December, come back January. Come in the gym with an ego, you be in there from January to February, and you be
Not
really
gonna
happy.
count.
get hurt
You
real quick.
out of here.
Yeah. Now,
Do
Mr.
y'all- do
Freeze,
y'all
what if
think-
somebody? Oh, go
Oh
ahead.
no,
go
I was
ahead,
gonna
go ahead.
ask him. Do y'all think that everybody who is in the gym who don't give out gyms has like an ego? Because I felt that way about this one guy in my gym until I talked to him and realized he don't really know how to communicate like
Right.
that.
That's
So
true.
he don't talk. He don't talk to nobody in the gym, but he looks amazing. And I used to want to ask him shit, and he just looks so unapproachable. Until one day my man was like, bro, he don't really know how to communicate like that. Like for real. Like he got a stutter and all kind of shit. So he be really off to himself. And to me, he's standoffish. I'm like, damn, I love to ask homie shit, but he don't really know how to talk.
You will know the people. You can spot it. When you're in the gym like that, you know, even if a person's antisocial, you'll know an ego versus someone who can't communicate.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
gym
yeah.
is the
You can
animal
see it.
kingdom, low key.
Absolutely. You can see it because there are people I say, okay, I'm more of like a social butterfly. So if I see something in you, I'm going to approach you.
Yeah.
I'll know the difference between an ego or your lack of communication.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where I
Yeah,
come in at.
yeah.
You know, if you can't communicate, I'm going to help you communicate.
Yeah.
Let's start with your body type.
And
You
then
know, something.
Sometimes you
know?
got to do the knowledge first. Like so, for that gentleman, knowledge means to look, listen, reserve, and respect.
Indeed.
Right.
So a lot of times you can learn. Like we'll be in the gym and we joke a lot. We'll be doing something and we'll walk away from what we was doing and we look 15 minutes, somebody behind
Somebody
us
trying
trying to replicate.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
They didn't approach us.
Facts.
We don't have no egos, but you know, like you said, certain people don't know how to communicate. Certain people are more visual.
And certain people don't know how to ask for help neither. They'll
Exactly.
sit back and watch and be like, all right, I'm going to just try it my way. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
right.
Definitely.
Or they're intimidated.
Yeah,
They
you know,
feel the presence.
Either or.
Because I the gym is the animal kingdom, and we can really tell who's who when you're working out. Or how resilient he is. We were talking about earlier, like, you know, we about to do 200 push-ups. The guy who says, damn, 200 push-ups versus the guy who says, all right, bet, let's go. You know, you'll be able to tell the difference in their personality. But I wanted to ask you, Mr. Freeze, one more question, actually. Actually two. A two-part question. One, for the viewers, Mr. Freeze, how do I know what my body type is? Like, can I look in the mirror and tell? Is it my height? Is it my weight? How can I tell?
So the first thing I encourage people to do, if you still have your parents, if you still have your ancestors, go back to your bloodline. You can look at grandma, you can look at granddad, you can look at mom, you can look at dad. You start there. Then you go to the sciences. It's in the books. How many people are opening the book that actually care about your body type? You know what I mean? If you go with those two components right there and you place them together, you start to see what's in you. You know, you'll see the broad shoulders, you see athleticism, you see lean body mass. All these are recognized things for certain body types. You see what I'm saying? So I say go back to the bloodline.
Okay.
A lot of people don't go back to talk to their mom.
Like
a lot of people
ancestry.
don't. Of course,
Where I come from.
it's a given. You know what I mean? You are your people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So like if you see a person that let's take their nose for instance. You see his broad shoulders. Mom or dad had something there as far as strength. You see what I'm saying? If he stops working out, he's gonna gain a little bit more weight, right? That means there's an endo characteristic within his family where a person has a what they call quote unquote fat gene. There's no such thing. It's all power. The endomorph is probably the most extraordinary thing on the planet for muscle building.
So there's three.
It's 3.
Endomorph,
Ectomorph.
mesomorph, and ectomorph.
Mesomorph and ectomorph. But here's the thing. In the States, you don't have raw body types.
Okay.
We're all hybrids.
Yeah.
You're only going to see a raw body type in Japan, a sumo wrestler. You're going to see a raw body type in Kenya, an endurance runner.
Yeah.
Over here in the States, you won't see that. Everybody has a combination of something. If you see me, I'm skinny. You see the back of me, I'm a mesomorph. You see what I'm saying? You see you may have a thin trait, but you're all meso because of your width.
Yeah.
You see him, he has the broad shoulders, but like I said, if he stops, he's going to gain a couple pounds, but you won't be able to tell.
So is it a spectrum?
I'm
I'm either on this side of the spectrum, on this side, or in the middle.
A lot
or
of
how
people
would I measure
are
that?
front and back. A lot of people are top and bottom. You know what I mean? There's different planes. You know what I mean? You have 3 planes: sagittal, coronal, and transverse. People are built within these planes. You see what I'm saying?
I never heard them words before. Let me
Yeah,
give
people
me
are
3
built.
jewels.
Yeah,
For them 3 words I ain't never heard. I ain't never heard them words before.
yeah. People are built within these aspects, but you can metamorphosize into another body type. They call it weight loss. You see what I'm saying? I call it good old body composition, muscle to fat ratio.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if I'm predominantly lean muscle, how do I get big? I go to an endo. I go to a meso to train, and I start to take the shape of adaptation. You see what I'm saying? The SAID principle, specific adaptations to impose demands. It's guaranteed for the humans. Only we can do that. A dog can't be nothing but a dog. A tree can't be nothing but a tree. You see what I'm saying? When we go ahead and we adapt to something, I started working out with OG Sam King. I put 10 pounds on in 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
But you would
And we
still
don't
be
even
an
lift heavy.
but you would still be an ectomorph.
Yes, I got all the
right?
speed. I got all the
Right.
endurance.
Yeah.
I don't get tired. That's natural.
and no protein.
No protein.
No protein,
I
y'all.
bro,
For
I
those
eat,
with-
I
no
eat what I
protein,
want. I
y'all.
don't diet. I don't
No
do none of
creatine?
that. Nothing.
A pre-workout.
Nothing.
Powder.
You see this motor? You don't see how irate I am?
You guys.
I'll be like this in there if I take a pre-workout. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people come with this motor skill, but they don't know what it is. It comes in the form of OCD, ADHD, ADD. These are extraordinary gifts. But we've been taught that these are ailments. These are
And bipolar.
Come on, talk
For
to me.
real,
man.
for real.
Talk to me.
You can access
Yes,
up
sir.
to 50% of your brain when those people be having those psychotic episodes, or when they call it an episode. That's because they don't really know what to do with
don't
that
know what
much
to do with it.
access.
Yes,
You got
sir.
attention to that too.
Brain,
I've
it's
never
over
heard-
data overload.
Facts.
You're
Facts.
dropping like
Yeah.
that's heavy. Like
Yes, sir.
Like right now. Right now,
I'm giving you 0.5% right now.
Mr. Freeze, look, hey,
this light work right here. This
Usually, I be the one who's like, "Hey, look, this is what you got right now." I'm like,
Yes,
"Yo,
sir.
let me get
Yes,
my
sir.
notepad."
This
Like,
is the
that's wild,
basics.
yeah.
A person has to start with where you come from first before you can understand any type of science. Selfology is something you teach yourself. There is no curriculum for discipline. You have to teach that to yourself once you understand chances and choices.
Yeah, keyword discipline, y'all. For
Yes,
those
sir.
listening on the chat, keyword discipline. We talk about this a lot. Now, let me ask you this, Mr. Freeze. I know I said 2 questions, but it was one more. You know, you blowing my mind right now. Where I'm from, right? Where my ancestors come from.
Yes, sir.
What I eat, because Mike put me on to this. Young boy Mike, hey, Mike, young guy, I'm gonna get him on here too, you guys. So
Shout out to
young boy,
Mike.
20 years old, man, like doing dope stuff. He said where you're from depends a lot on what you should be eating. Now, I want to confirm with you, right? My lineage, right, comes from a specific side of the earth, right? But south of the border.
Okay.
I should eat what my ancestors ate, the fruits, the meats, things like that, to see more progressive growth? Or what do you think? Like,
If any man approached me like that and said that, I'm going to challenge that.
Okay.
Because I don't know where I'm from. You know what I mean? And I look like this. At
Yeah.
5% body fat at 41 years old, and I've never dieted in my life, King. I believe diet is discipline in everything.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter where you come from.
Okay.
It's all about nutritional timing and how you feed your body to repair. You see what I'm saying? So let's say I go in here and I drop 1,000 squats. Is where I come from going to matter about glucose and triglycerides and proteins? Protein is really being defined as amino acid. I don't need meat. I can eat rice and beans. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't really matter where I come from about what I eat. It's all about how you train your metabolism to absorb what you're consuming. You don't, like he said, he doesn't eat meat. You don't need meat to get strong.
Well, I did that. Well,
Yeah,
now. I do eat meat now.
I mean, he eats
That
meat
was
now,
it.
but
Yeah,
like,
I just wanted to put that out there.
I don't eat beef.
I appreciate your honesty.
I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
So-
I don't do pork or like
Yeah,
shellfish and that. Like,
but that doesn't negate the fact that it can help you. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
So, like I said, I
'Cause
believe
pork got
in,
protein in it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
believe
mean-
in how you train your metabolism on performance is the ultimate catalyst on how your body burns food. You see what I'm saying? Like I was just talking to OG Mass. Man, I can eat 5 pancakes. I still got a 12-pack. Why? Because I put in the work already. I put in 20 years on my metabolism. You think food really knows what I'm doing?
Okay.
You know what you're doing. Just like your body doesn't know the difference between the bench press and the push-up. It knows effort.
Now, let me ask you,
know
this.
what I mean?
When you do eat the 12 pancakes,
Yes, sir.
do you put in an extra bit of work or you just keep your...
That's the easy part. My job is learning how to stop. I don't have that problem. A lot of people have to get the aspect of starting. I need to teach myself rest.
Okay.
I'm a different whole type of monster. King. I'm different. You know, I train like with my clients, I'll go in there and train, staying there for 3 hours. You know what I mean? So in my head, I'm like, all right, on my Apple Watch said I burnt 1,400 calories. How many you think I'm about to eat when I go home?
Because you come in like at 6 in the morning, right?
And leave at 10.
And
you see what I'm saying?
I come in at 8. I leave like at 9. Put in a little hour. I'm thinking I'm doing something. This man's still in there doing push-ups, pull-ups, and muscle-ups, y'all. So at 41, and now let's get into war. I want to get into war. Like, how'd you guys start? Like you, OG Sam, you on Bass. Like, why war, man?
So well, I've always been a gym head. You know, even before the gym, like I said, just growing up, that push-up game, always trying to outdo somebody doing push-ups. Want to say around like 2011, just working out in the Charlotte gyms, was me, another brother named A. King Allah, and another brother named Jeff McCall. We basically became the same time, same place kind of cats in the gym where you build that gym bond. And what happened, an injury happened with dealing with weights. So I was the type like, okay, these cats is making these gains on me with these weights. What can I do with the little shoulder injury to still try to get back in the game? And it was calisthenics.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So I came back to them and I said, yo, I got an idea. We take over these gyms on the equipment that's not even made for pull-ups. If I could put my hand on it, I could pull up on it. That's right. So just at that time, that's when the internet really started booming. And I saw the bartenders. And I said,
salute the bartenders.
And I said, yo, that's something that they don't have in Charlotte, of movement out in the park for the common man. That's one thing I love about calisthenics. You could be a poor man, a rich man. It don't matter. If you got a body, you could be somebody. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's right. So I just came up with the idea of war. And like I said, that acronym struck out like, what can I do as far as create a movement, but with a name that would be, war? Because when you hear war, you always think of something negative, some violence or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I said, nah, it's working out actively responsible. That's right. Not reactive. So if I'm actively responsible, that means it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's a lifestyle every day. Right. If I'm sitting here, this water, I'm thinking, I'm getting my water in. If we're eating, I'm eating a certain amount. And I know I'm the opposite. I'm a pancake assassin. Like, my people know me, I love pancakes. But I'm the type that if I eat this, I'm looking at it as this extra fuel. That's right. When I go to the gym. That's right. Or if I'm eating this, I have no excuses. I'm getting in that gym. That's right. So I wanted to create this movement, War for Health, and from there, just meeting people, my brothers, and these are brothers I know from all aspects of my life, not just one spot. You see, so once I started, and we came up with the logo, the official logo is a sniper logo, and that just means staying on target. That's right. Being disciplined, focusing in. So the best sniper is somebody who is patient. He understands everything is not going to be instant, but we have so many sayings. We are excuse assassins. Mm-hmm. So whatever excuse you got, if you really want it to happen, you could kill that excuse. That's right. I don't have time. Oh, you make time. As men, we joke about it. When I was younger and wasn't married, wife, I'm talking something before you, okay? But it could be 3 o'clock in the morning, and you get a phone call from a shorty, and you got to be up at 5, you going to make that happen.
Prioritize.
There's no excuse.
Make that happen.
You see what I'm saying? When you want to go out somewhere, you make no excuse. So basically, that's saying, the things you really want, there's no excuse. That's right. You're going to make it happen. So I brought that mindset into this working out thing of, we excuse assassins. We war for health, we going to war. If you work out with me, you're going to hear that word a lot. Yo, we at war. It's going to be casualties. All wars ain't pretty.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I love working out with people that's bigger and stronger than me because I like motivation and inspiration. I like the pull-push mentality. So just because I might be the head of war, that doesn't mean I'm the strongest. I'm the fastest. But my mindset, I'm a general. And a general doesn't mean I do it all, but I know strength and weaknesses on how to position people that you might be stronger than me in a certain movement. Yeah, master, you war for health. Nah, we war for health and we comrades. So I'm going to say, Hector, yo, show us. And then you're going to be the piece with the magnet and you're going to be the motivator, the inspirer. So I came up with this movement and I want to say like 2012, we really blew. Like the comrades can tell you, the old heads that's been with me, we used to take over Freedom Park, be 30, 40 deep.
Nah, they be deep, y'all. They be deep, y'all.
No, like really, you know how you had like the golden years or something? The golden years of this where we had park rangers walking up to us saying, who's the leader of this?
Wow.
Because like we was creating like this energy of, yo, it's like 50 of them over there and they got the music. Everybody got their shirts off. You know, we used to get kids saying, "You're stronger than my father." Like, you know, like you joking, you're telling me, yo, like, and
In between throwing up.
yeah. Yo, it was funny. He would pull up, hit the tree line, hit a couple of sets. He got to go give it up.
Man.
He about to go call Earl.
He'd come back though, right?
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah.
would
See,
leave.
okay, word. Yeah,
It's still your set.
Yeah, it's still your set, right?
So what happened was, you know,
Yeah.
we really got busy in the park, and we was doing that thing, and I have a love for weights because I used to powerlift, you know what I mean, and I still wanted that aspect of touching iron plus calisthenics. I believe you should be fundamentally decent in all disciplines of certain things.
right.
Just like I was joking that he's a runner, but we all need to be able to run a little bit.
Yeah.
Because as men, we got to be warriors. So let's just say you in the car, you're a mile away from the exit, your car break down. You got to have some lungs, baby.
to have that double
I
time.
might have to go, yo, baby, I'm going to be right back.
That's right.
You know, and we talk all this, like, people talk all this gangster stuff. Shut up, man. You can't be a gangster. You can't even do 10 push-ups.
I'll tell you.
You know what I mean? You don't have the fortitude or the mindset of not giving up when shit get hard. So even though we're dealing with physical, everything we deal with war actually starts mentally because it's a mindset before it's a physical thing. So when we're working out, Sam know my weakness. He know my strength. Breeze know my weakness and strength. D know my weakness and strength. T know my... So when we're working out, we let you not slide on nothing. Because Hector B, yo, you must be having a bad day.
Yeah, we done been
Because I
out
done
there.
seen you be a killer. So now that's that accountability. You see what I'm saying? So when you got comrades, you got a movement, it's energy in that.
That's right.
And that's basically what War for Health is about. When you see somebody with this logo, it's just like that Nike swoosh sign. That's representing a lifestyle. So when we're doing this thing, you know, you have certain people who work out and you have people who live a healthy lifestyle, and working out is an aspect of that.
Yes, sir.
So that's really the bigger goal. And War for Health, I'm not a monopoly on nothing, meaning Breeze, he's a trainer. He has his own movement. Freeze has his own movement. OG Sam, he do things with some of his comrades. War for Health is the umbrella. So I salute all y'all, you know what I mean? But when I see him, he's still my war comrade. We ain't worked out in a while, but he's a comrade.
Sir.
You're a comrade. You're a comrade. You're a comrade. And War for Health is just like the shelter of, I don't care what you do, when we all come together, we still at war. We still at war. Even in the rap game, you at war.
Right.
You know, with the record company or the, you know, whatever. So we all comrades, and that's really what this movement is about, inspiring and motivating. And we're into uplifting because we all start with one. So we was talking about it earlier that, you know, you get a lot of tricks with calisthenics. That's the flash. But War for Health, we got a saying too, form over flash. Yeah. Meaning, yo, basic, learn the science of things. That's what we really here for. And don't be repelled by the highlights of things. oh man, I can never work on y'all, man. We doing these muscles. Nah, man, just come. We're gonna start with basic jumping jacks, push up and squats.
A lot of people are afraid because they see the flash, but they don't understand. You know what? I had to do 1,000 push-ups before I could even do one fucking muscle up. But you know, the guys, and again, it's the ego thing. You know, you want to do the fly shit. Yo, let me get on do the muscle up and do full straight bar dips like these guys do. But it's like, nah, but like, I had to do regular dips against the chair first. I had to do regular push-ups. Some people even had to do kneeling push-ups. A lot of people sleep on the girl push-ups, but there's so many progression. You do 1,000 girl push-ups, boy, you're gonna be tired.
Yes, sir. It's a
And
process.
even then, I tell girls, there's no such thing as a girl push-up.
Nah, it's a
Because
kneeling.
I got some girls that I'll pull out and have dudes over there. Yo, she's strong. Yo, she.
Yes, sir.
So the thing about it is being humble. I have no problem with you doing like OG. He play that old man.
Don't even play in
Oh, no, and we're gonna get into you, OG Sam, too, because I think you're the oldest out of everybody here.
Yeah, I think you.
Out of the whole
Probably.
crew?
Yeah. There ain't no problem.
56. How?
54.
54? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
he's trying to
really-
throw extra birthday.
Oh, yeah, I think 46. Somehow sick, my bad.
Pull it out. I'm just, yo, he got his ARP card on him right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna just say 50, and I'm gonna let you answer 50. So 54 years old, OG Sam. I mean, you're OG, truly OG, 50, and doing muscle ups like shit that guys my age and younger can't even do. Like this guys can't even do push-ups. Like, what did you do to maintain that? Was it the mentality? Was it the repetition? Was it the discipline? Was it like, I gotta be like this till I die? Like, how? What was it?
Start with a mindset, you know, and your mindset is going to bring that discipline. That discipline is going to bring the process. Continue with the process, you're going to see progress. You know what I mean? So it's all about, like I said, starts up here. It's in your mind, because your mind is telling you you can do it. You're halfway winning. You defeated if you're in your mind. You come in there, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. You defeated already.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I started, it was a mindset. And then it came, like I said, it was discipline. I put that discipline forward. Said, okay, my mind is here. I got to stick with it if I'm going to get to this point where I want to get to. And then I followed the process. Easy. You know what I mean? It's easy. And then, you know, like I said, take my ego out of stuff, because I learned from a lot of people. I learned from Maz. I learned from Big Breeze. I learned from Mr. Freeze. I learned from a lot of cats. You know what I'm saying? I take stuff from them just like they take stuff from me.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's give and take. You know, still stopping still, you know?
So you never stop learning,
No.
even at 56.
No.
You're always learning, right?
No.
Knowledge is
Forever.
infinite.
Yeah.
Forever a student.
Right.
Yeah, if you meet
Forever
somebody who
student.
say they know everything, walk away immediately.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, y'all
I
listening,
never
man.
say that. Never say I know everything.
To the one,
Hustle has started.
to the ones that are on the chat right now, and we'll get into the chat because they, you know, they shouting out too. You guys, 56-year-olds still learning for guys younger than him. You know, there's a sense of humility and being able to learn. Again, it's not what you know, it's what you don't know that you don't know. You can always continue to learn. You can always continue to know something. There's more knowledge out there. You know, it's an open book.
Can't grow if you don't continue to learn.
And I like how everything is comrade, war ready, sniper. Like you rooted around that because it's like a constant war, right?
Yeah.
Now to make calisthenics great again, that's you too, or is that?
Yeah, so make calisthenics great again is really a slogan. We was at the park, and this is the time your man was running for president.
Trump.
Yeah, make America great again. And one of the comrades like, yo, we out here making calisthenics great. I said, aha.
Was that Plus?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Because that sounds like some shit Plus would say. Right?
Plus might be on some what the fever. Right. But you know, it was one of the things of just going back to the basics. You know what I mean? Because yeah, we could all go join a gym and move weights around and all that, but making something that deals with the natural essence of your body great again. And then it was a tool within the artillery we had. Is an excuse.
Yeah.
It was an excuse for some people. I don't have a gym membership. Oh, I don't have weights, or I don't like lifting weights, or I'm not that strong. okay, let's just start moving yourself. Because a lot of people don't realize the heaviest thing in life is yourself.
Yeah.
You have to push, pull, sit this motherfucker up, walk this motherfucker around, heavy thought, heavy mindset. You have to move this thing every day.
I never thought about that either. And it's crazy you bring that up, like heavy thought. Like that'll take a toll on how you know, like.
And then the thing about it is you don't realize, and this is for me, and you know, other brothers could speak on it, but when you really get in tune with working out, I don't care if you just got in an argument with somebody, you stressing over money, but once you get in tune, it's almost like shedding skin. Just for, even if it's 2 hours, you and even while you're working out, you're thinking, you're solving other problems. You know, not just even, you know, just the health standpoint, but mentally, you're rearranging things. You're starting to realize what's important, what's not important. We was talking about COVID, right? I don't care if you had $1 million, all the cars, all the chicks, or whatever that. When people started falling like flies,
Yes, sir.
you really had to look in the mirror and start really saying, yo, let me take this health thing serious.
I ended up catching COVID. That shit fucked me up big time, man. Like I thought I was gonna die.
And see, the thing about it is, we don't realize you are your healthcare provider. You are your doctor. You are the best knower of yourself. You know when things are off.
Yeah.
But we are programmed or taught to run to the doctor who is practicing medicine on you. So when you go to a doctor, most of the time, they're going to ask you what hurts. Then they're going to ask you serious questions from 1 to 10. Then they're going to go to a book that has symptoms that say it could be this, 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 and this. And then they're going to send you to a pharmacy to give you medicine that take care of all this other shit but create all these other problems. And it's just practicing. But guess what? Proper hydration, proper diet. You know what fucks your body up. You ever go to a fast food joint? I don't really eat fast food like that. I mess with every now and then. But you knew you was gonna eat that White Castle. You knew your stomach was about to be fucked up on that McDonald's. You already knew it.
Yeah.
But the mindset and addiction of I'm gonna eat this and fuck myself up.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when you simplify your diet, hydration, all that, you have no health problems with your gut. It's when you eat something or take something in your body that's foreign or you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I tell people there's 3 things in diets. You got red light shit, yellow light, and green light. That red light, why the fuck are you messing with it? And we're trained to ignore what happens when you run a red light. There's chances of crash, accident.
That's right.
But we're so, my grandmother lived till she was 100 and she ate this. Guess what? If your knowledge grows, right? So positive education always corrects errors. There are certain people in our family that have been repeating errors based on their knowledge or their lack of. The better or more intelligent you get, start changing things. Right. You see what I'm saying? We're unfortunately, we talk about old being 70. The man can live hundreds of years if he take care of his body. But you got to keep in mind, we can't calculate the pollution, how it has affected our body. Yeah. The water, how it's affected our body. Like the natural things of our body has been tampered with so much, we don't even know what peace on earth really is with everything being in harmony. You see what I'm saying? So we're dealing with a society that has found a way to manipulate and benefit. And we're the poor people. When I say poor, it's not, in a monetary manner, but just mindset.
Yeah, poor-minded.
And resource sometimes. So even this war for health, man, when we come together, I like to sometimes check on brothers. How you doing, bro? Or, like we greet each other. And, we can tell when people out of tune, you straight? Like we getting at work, somebody kind of wander off. Or you see people on the phone, they going through, shorty, get up. Either handle that or let's find some cure for that with this workout. Right. You know what I mean?
And that's ill too that you bring that up about when you could be going through something, and as soon as you start that pump, you feel that, it's like almost like you're shedding your skin, or it's almost like you're getting rid of all that energy, that toxins that was fucking your body up in the first place. And that's why we tell the youngest man that listen to the show, like, fitness, bro, fitness
that's
like the fundamental. Yeah, it's the fundamental.
That's
step.
the drug you really should be addicted to.
Man, it's like this. It's like this. What do you consider important to you? You consider your time important. You consider your money important.
Time.
Right?
Yeah.
Time. Okay, cool. So now you want to spend time investing in your health or time investing in sickness.
And
That's
then
heavy.
One of those investments may get more time.
That's right.
So that's your kickback.
Well, you know what? Your health is going to provide you a little more time than sickness.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because you get all these rich guys, and one of the main regrets is I wish I would have had more time for my health. I wish I could have concentrated a little bit more on my fitness. Because now I'm 60, now I'm 70, but I feel like shit.
You have people, be honest with you, you have people that work all their life till they get to their retirement, and then all of a sudden they go out. They don't get to enjoy their retirement. And now people are retiring at a younger age. They retiring, instead of retiring at 65, 70, they retiring at 55, 60 and having health problems.
Yeah.
Because they didn't consider their health.
Steve Jobs had all the money and wealth didn't buy health.
That's right.
What did he die from?
Cancer.
Cancer.
Oh, wow.
You can't go on Amazon and just go like, yo, let me get a new shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get some no lungs with that.
And see and that's something else too. Like we ask these questions. What can we do? This is the answer. Start exchanging information. Start creating new networks. See, a lot of times, if you look at anything throughout history, you had to fall off the grid and go underground and create new movements. And that's really what it is. Everything should be televised. I mean, I know we're doing this, but we have to start in our neighborhood. There is something that created the block being the trap houses. So you got to have the opposite polarity of that to say, on Fridays, let's get together and in such backyard, we working out.
That's right.
Or let's have these cookouts, but make sure we cooking the right foods. You know what I mean? And start doing these things in a community-based manner. A community, one block at a time, takes over a city or a neighbor and so on. But a lot of times what happens with our people, we think we don't have that power. We're always looking for somebody else to bring the resources or the answer. You do know government is you. Yeah, you got corporate government. That's a business. But the true governing yourself starts with us.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you was talking about something with the Wakanda thing. Yeah, they like that Black Panther, but they don't like the Black Panther that was about freedom, justice, equality.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with us. Guess what? There's certain doctors that don't like health movements.
That's right.
Because they looking for certification. But it's not the certification that we don't know what we're talking about. Is they don't get no money off of that.
That's what it is.
You see what I'm saying?
Because
So,
it's business. Yeah.
so you think about it, all the holistic things in life, right? There's a power movement to say, don't tell them that. Because they're going to start learning how to heal themselves.
Yeah.
You see, but then even then, the devil, when I say devil, I'm not talking about the color, I'm talking about the movement. They'll find out what we think the answer is, and they get into it and start making some bullshit. You know, so even with the holistic shit, you'll be like,
You know why? Because
this shit got poisons in it. These niggas ain't got us.
Because they spraying everything. You know what I mean? It's not like it was 100 years ago, where stuff you could get from your natural plants and you could grow your vegetables and everything like that. Nowadays, they injecting everything, to preserve. They put all these preservatives in and stuff like that, man. And that's it. Your insides is killing it.
This is why I preach metabolism mastery, if you will. Not the outside. The first thing to change before the mirror changes is your insides. Right. You know what I mean? You don't see a lot of people manipulate their digestive system like we manipulate the muscular system. You know what I mean? So you see a person in shape, and then they catch an ailment, die. You see what I'm saying? So I preach, like you said, your feet, they're pumping the foods with all these foreign things. But if you haven't heightened your metabolism to burn anything and to try to fight whatever else additives in there, over time, that turns into something. Guaranteed. You know what I mean? So moderation, that's why I said dieting. That's for a robot, man. You know what I mean? Discipline in everything. DIET. If you can stay on that plane of simplicity for years. They're showing you what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still learning. They're showing me where I'm going. I don't care what I look like. I'm like, man, I'm trying to live to be.
Yeah.
Because I come from a family of health issues and genetic risk factors. A lot of people don't even know what that is. Every family genealogy tree has these issues. Blood pressure, diabetes, lupus,
I was
weak
right about
bones
the-
on
yeah,
their
yeah.
everyone in their family has it. It may not reveal itself until later. You might see it in a cousin. You might see it in an auntie. It may not be in you right now, but stop and see and watch what you know what I mean? Because it's there. We feed it by feeding more inconsistency on top of what's already there.
And for the Latino and Black community, it ain't rare to see an aunt with diabetes or a grandma with high cholesterol or high blood pressure, or you know what I'm saying?
I got 15 aunts, bro.
Everybody got something.
Yeah, we all got
You know?
that family member where you look and it got that thing where say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Man.
all them
Come on,
pills in
man.
there.
Talk about it, man. It's like,
You know,
Yeah.
but and then you know,
But you know what, man? I'm gonna let you get into it. Let me acknowledge the chat real quick. They're going wild too. Okay, so I got the real I will, the guru code. I think he's talking about you, Mr.
God.
Freeze.
Shout
Yeah,
out
he put
Will,
a
man.
code face, so I think he's talking about you. So shouts out the real I will. You know, keep powering up, bro. We're gonna
Salute,
drop a
King.
jewel on you. I got another person here. Let me see where are they at. See, they got a lot of people tuning in. Underscore Alto 1. Salute to all the kings at the round table. I appreciate you, man. We're gonna
Salute,
drop a
King.
jewel on you. Keep powering up, Alto. Let's see who else we got. Italian Mamba 8. This man,
another student.
this
Salute.
man. Okay, this man spent same person. Correct the host his sentence. This man sped my metabolism up simply from training different. That's for you again, Mr. Freeze. Italian Mamba 8. We're gonna drop a jewel on you and keep powering up, baby. All y'all officially in the gang. Who else we got on it? Queen Tiana 7. Your discipline is something so serious.
that's my queen. Peace, queen.
Hey,
Peace, Queen. Power up. We're gonna drop a jewel. Who else we got? Any OG watches? A lot of y'all got the Pooh Shiesty mask behind the tree. Fucking creeps, man. You guys are creeps, man. Come on, man. No Pooh Shiesty mask allowed. Icon _ untitled. Best analogy on poor food habits. Red, yellow, green light. That's for you, Massa. Icon _ untitled. We dropped the jewel on you. Keep powering up. You're officially in the gang. And then I got Killer Cams 4L. Do y'all assigned? What? I'm looking TK hop on this sometime to talk my mind and what's in Ling. Killer Cam, reiterate your sentence, man. We didn't understand. I want to inspire people to keep the grind. DM me, and if what you got going fits in with our profile, we might consider it, bro. So we'll drop a jewel on you. We keep powering up. Okay, so this is Killer Cam again. Bro, don't do the letter things, bro. I don't understand that. I want to get on this and talk about life, organization, and inspire people. Again, like I said, DM me if what you got going lines up with what we got going, then we'll see if we can make it happen, bro. And I think that's it. So everybody that's tuning in, again, you guys buy a badge, man. I mean, there's a lot of y'all on here. Buy a badge. They're only 99 cents. You guys like how this looks. You like these conversations. You know, help us out. We're going to drop a jewel on everybody who is engaging. Keep powering up, y'all, in the gang. So we'll keep going, y'all. Let me see if I think I wrote down the question. Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. All right, so it was on you, Mass. You were saying something about the food we consume, right?
Yeah, so like I was saying, you know, you got the red where it's basically, you shouldn't really be eating it at all. Mm-hmm. You have your yellow where, it might be your snacks where, it's nothing wrong with treating yourself to things, but cautiously and, in moderation. Sir. Then your green stuff is have at it. You know what I mean? Like something just as simple as water, you're supposed to be having at it.
Yeah, at least a
But
gallon
too
a
many
day.
of us are dealing with red, meaning we're drinking the sodas left and right. The juices where you think about it. I didn't really understand this, but you would see something, a juice that says real juice. Then you go and it says 10% real juice. I'm not good at math, but if you got only 10% on something, that means you got how much? That's some bullshit.
That's right.
90%.
That's right.
So that don't take a genius like, yo, you got me. You know, so a lot of the things we eating is just, we got to simplify it. Keep it real simple. A lot of times, you know, yeah, we could talk high science and, you know, the Pluto and all that. But when you simplify it, like you're saying with your music, you want to go straight. The best thing in communication is understanding. That is the best part of communication. If you speak Spanish and I don't understand it, I don't care how much science you was dealing with. If I don't have understanding or vice versa, we have wasted our time.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with calisthenics or working out. If I meet somebody and I'm all like, yo, this is the, but you see what I'm saying? Let's keep it simple. Let's talk simple terms. You don't feed a baby a piece of steak. Right. You give him some water or some milk, something real simple to digest, because I need you to be able to walk away, understand, and be able to map it out yourself and add on. That's right. Not, yo, my man told me something and then start chopping up my shit and, you know, and now you out here causing confusion.
That milk and meat reference that you just made, is that a knowledge thing? Because I've heard that before when it comes about knowledge. Like, feed them the milk first, let them get the fundamental information, and then give them the meat. Where it's like the
so
core,
it's kind of like a saying, and then an analogy of
because you 5%.
That's why.
Does it come from that?
Yeah, that's like my foundation. So a lot of the lingo I talk, but even that I simplify.
Yeah,
you're not going to mean, yo, my degree is I'm just talking.
Now, is 5%, is that a derivative from Nation of Islam? Was that a whole nother?
So yes and no. So yeah, if you look at the lineage of it,
it's from
Nation of Islam. You had the Nation of Islam, and out of that came the 5%.
Yeah.
So it's almost like They put it in the temple. The gods took it from the temple to the street to the common man and the babies. You see what I'm saying? So when it's all said and done, like, it's all about just being righteous. Yeah. That's what this even us being here is about, us trying to be righteous, trying to uplift, self-improvement. We ain't gotta talk about the words of this and that, like, yo, because I look at things like this. A lot of times we're talking about the same thing. We're just using different language.
Yeah, different understanding.
And we've been taught to be at heads because of the language. You might be like, yo, my mom told me 5 + 2 is 7. I'm gonna be like, this nigga wrong. It's 4 + 3. And he like, yo, these niggas is both wrong. It's 6 + 1. But we still talk about 7.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Now, is that another 5% example? Or okay, I figured.
Guess what?
Because of the 7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when it's said and done, I don't even want you to say, yo, I'm fuck. Yo, that's just a righteous man.
Okay.
Because what happens is, we have been trained when we hear certain words.
Labels. Yeah.
This nigga, just let's keep this real simple. You know, we brothers that's coming together to try to get some understanding of some things, lay some foundation, and we just out here networking.
Yeah, because there's big spiritual warfare right now. There's big spiritual warfare right now.
War for health, baby.
Yeah, there's a channel on YouTube called Kinetic TV or something like that. INETA.
Yeah.
And right now they drop crazy shit, man. They drop crazy. Right now there's a thing with the 5%er and the Hebrew Israelite thing, like as far as the knowledge back and forth, like where we come from, where we really come from.
But guess what? My understanding is like this. That's still the devil in that. Because
as far as
what I mean by that is, who's benefiting from us trying to see who's more righteous?
Yeah. Right. Okay, you're saying
that's to me, because I'm an individual God. So his understanding, your understanding is your understanding. So I don't subscribe to I gotta think like this just because my foundation of this.
Yeah.
When we're talking, I don't care your history or whatever. Let's stop wasting energy on the things we disagree with, and let's just start thinking about the common stuff.
So you would say the devil, right, is in that disagreement where it's like who's more righteous, who's right, who's wrong, rather than what's right and what's wrong.
Why waste time on that? What do you benefit to say you got some good points, I got some good points? That's just like how we was talking about. Part of being a man is being able to say, I don't know everything. I'm okay with that. Certain things I've learned might not be the full piece, or I might be wrong, And then sometimes it's just about the ego of man. Right. You know, like I'm a humble dude with this war for health. I don't never say, yo, this is my shit. Nah, B. When I'm not around, he war for health.
That's right.
When he ain't around, he war like I don't look here, man. As a man, the type of man I am, look here, man. I'm not here to waste no time searching for some shit that don't exist. And then also I'm not wasting no time arguing with somebody when we supposed to be in the same path of trying to be righteous.
Yeah. And I can attest to that. My bad to interrupt you, my brother, but I can attest to that too because I've worked out with these brothers, and sometimes we do my workouts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not per se in the team.
Nah, bro, you in the team. Don't try to backtrack. I get your point, though. I get your point.
You know what I'm saying?
I get your point.
But like, so I'll do a shoulder workout. Mass hop in. Yeah. OG Sam hop in. You know what I mean? And
sometimes he catch me walking out the door.
Man, and he hop in. Yeah.
That's it, right?
Here we go. Let me do a quick set with Hector real quick. And that's dope, bro. Like understanding like, yeah, I created this, but it wouldn't be anything without these brothers around me, you know, continuing to manifest this creation.
The beauty of life is to see things grow. Yeah. You know, what is a family when you don't add on?
It's like you planted the seed. OG Sam came with the water. Yeah. He added more soil. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
Okay.
And see, because the thing about this is, I could be talking something and I might not have the right frequency to hit somebody's ears. Yep. So they might be like, "Yo, he's short. He only weigh this." No wonder he could do that shit.
Yeah.
Boom. My big man Jason.
It
might be somebody who's a big like football player.
Weigh like 250?
Yeah, now you see him. Or it might be an older gentleman who like, y'all young boys.
OG Sam,
You see what I'm saying? So,
and Jay was doing the human flag. Yeah. I think, one of your videos, right? Which is crazy at 250. Crazy. You would never think. You think, like you said, this is a big football motherfucker. Like he probably squatting and doing but he doing like crazy shit, manipulating his weight. Like it's dope, man. Yeah.
Definitely. So that's what I tell people. Especially a lot of people they're insecure. Once again, going back insecure. They don't want to come out and reveal weakness. Right. To me, that's strength. That's right. Because if I'm strong enough in myself to know myself, there's nothing that can make me change that I don't have value. That's right. I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. That's part of it. A lot of times, I tell people this. If you don't know how to swim, you can't learn how to swim in the tub. You still got to come to the pool. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing with this working out stuff. Like, first time I saw him on YouTube, I said, yo, he almost flew over the bush. I'm not at that level, but guess what? I had the mindset of, I'm going to go till I can't go. I'm not going to just tell myself, I can't do that. My man Breeze, he's a monster under iron, but he ain't going to let me slack, and I love that. Because I already know, even if I gave him the bullshit of he gonna be like, he gonna sit your ass down and I'm a animal.
Bro.
But that's why you need to surround yourself around men of similar frequencies and stuff.
Exactly.
But I want to touch on this for you brought this up, and I'm gonna have you articulate also because you brought it up as well. The whole ADHD, ADD, and like the bipolar. I never thought about it that way, as far as like that being some sort of like energy source or some way that you could channel that. You know what I mean? Like articulate on that. You read that somewhere? You saw? How did you?
My homegirl actually suffered from it, right? But she makes beats, and she said, "Yo, I would have these episodes and not know what to do with it. I'd be kind of like flipping out. I started making beats and shit. I want to sing you some beats." I come to Charlotte one day to visit. I pull up on her. Let me hear them beats she was talking about. She playing and shit. I'm like, you made this. She like, yeah. I'm like, you made this. She like, yeah, I'll have an episode and I'll make beats. I'm like, you made this shit. She like, yeah. I'm like, no fucking way you made these beats.
I mean, it's crazy to believe. Yeah, no, it's even crazy to believe, man.
And yeah, she was telling me that she feels so crazy. It feels like a drug experience, like a psychedelic experience that she doesn't know how to control because she has so much access over her brain. So if they teach you that this is bad, right, you're going to get under the medicine, right? They practice in medicine. You're going to get down with the medicine. what it's gonna do is it's gonna
Suppress it.
right? So now you walking around on some zombie shit, never knowing how to access the power. Like I tell people all the time, bro, art imitate reality. You see Matilda, you see all this shit, telekinesis, that shit real. If I wanted some more water, he ain't gotta get me shit. I can make this glass go do it. Like that is really real. They'll show it to us on TV. Like I said, the Wakanda shit. They want us to think that it's all imaginary. Like, oh, this is hypothetical. No, it's real. It's really real, bro. You know what I mean? So
Now, do you gotta from what she tells you, right?
yeah.
Did she have to train it, figure it out? Did she always knew? Because
She didn't know.
She's always made beats.
Nobody's teaching. No, she never made beats. She just started doing it. She felt she needed to be productive in these things because she didn't know what to do. She was like, I feel like I'm going crazy, but it's such a euphoric feeling. I can't really describe it.
So
when
during
I'm
the
having
episode,
during an episode.
she started like, let me start.
And she started making beats in it.
Wow.
But you look at one of the richest black men in America off music, Kanye West.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, everybody. See, the thing about it is, you know, they want to discredit you, right? And then they want to say you crazy. They want to do all of this shit in the general public because we don't go out and research shit for ourselves. We'll take it at face value. Yeah. If I go online right now and post up a picture, you be like, damn, rest in peace, my nigga. Everybody, 50 niggas gonna repost that shit. Damn, they done killed my nigga. What the fuck? And this nigga alive and well. That's just the internet. You know, so when they say Kanye crazy, I'm like, you don't get $9 billion being crazy. You don't get 11 billion being crazy.
Be
I know
to
a bunch
a certain level. You gotta be a little bit crazy to get that. You know what
I
I mean?
I don't believe in crazy. It's so dismissive. You know what I'm saying?
It's the most extraordinary thing you can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of people don't understand what it feels like or understand what it's like to manifest some shit in the real, in the physical world. But it's a thought. You know, creating that God level, meaning I hear it like this, I see it like this, and I bring it to fruition like that. A lot of people ain't in touch with that. So imagine if everything you think, you could do it. He like, yo, these new shoes gonna be crazy, and they gonna change the world. And then they do it. Now that battery in his back. He like, you know what? I'm gonna build a utopia. I'm gonna buy 50,000 acres. I'm gonna buy 5,000 sheep. I'm gonna start a school, a monastery school. And he doing this shit. I'm gonna make it cool to be Christian. I'm gonna start church on Sunday. He doing this shit. So I think because as regular, you know, functioning human beings, we ain't manifesting shit like that. It's so far-fetched. And we like, yo, he crazy because he ain't in touch with our reality. He's really coloring outside the lines.
Which this reality's been simulated. They made us live in this shit.
That's why he's supporting the man with the red hat. Not because he probably really support him, but everybody trying to tell you this is how you be black. He like, no, it ain't. This is how I be black because this is how I want to express what I want to express. You can't control me.
Yeah.
That's what he really trying to say.
I mean, he he brought it up about how hip hop bullied him when he was wearing the tighter jeans, when he was wearing all these like flamboyant colors and stuff. But he really setting trends. You know, like we wouldn't have Drake without Ye. You know, we wouldn't have a lot of rappers without Ye. Kid Cudi, Coles, you wouldn't
have the blueprint
to them, yeah.
No, literally the blueprint, Jay-Z's album.
Oh, the blueprint.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking you're talking about the blueprint of hip hop today.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the blueprint album. A lot of Jay-Z's most iconic. Don't get me wrong, Reasonable Doubt's classic.
Reasonable Doubt is
but
classic.
But a lot of that shit, a lot of the #1 records, man, Kanye was behind that.
Yeah.
How he started off as a beat producer, now he richer than Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Drake combined.
Dolo.
Yeah, by himself.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. He was the real one, bro.
Now, let me ask you this. Are any of the beats that she did on your tape?
Not my current one.
Okay.
But I wrote some shit. I mean, bro, they're crazy.
Have you released it? Yeah.
Nah, they're crazy, bro.
Let us get it,
yeah, they're crazy. And I never worked with a female producer, and I always wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like women are so meticulous. But yo, they're amazing, man. I really couldn't believe it. And I told her, I was like, you're going to have to make a beat in front of me one day. Because they were so good. And she had only been doing it for a couple of months. But they so good, man. She's amazing.
She's not known to make beats, but she let you know, hey,
look, she started producing.
I started going through these episodes. I started using that time productively. Because I'm sure it's something. I mean, I've never experienced like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's something in the mind.
Yeah, for sure.
So she's just using the time productively.
Yeah, she said she would usually have sex when she would be going through these episodes, and the sex felt so euphoric.
Wow.
Like, she was like, it was like being on a bunch of drugs when she would have sex, when she would be going through like a bipolar episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's
deep.
yeah.
That's
you
it.
know,
That's deep.
That's
And,
not something you bring up at the dinner table.
but a lot of people, if you don't learn to harness that power too, right, you succumb to it. My mom is bipolar schizophrenic, and she gave us a washer and dryer one time. We came over there to get it. She called the cops on us. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? The police, they came. But his mom was going through, she never really got the information on how to really handle hers. But this the information age. We got access to a lot of shit our people ain't have. You know what I mean? So we becoming like super versions of what our parents and grandparents, we the parent in this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When you think of bipolar, you think, oh, they angry,
Crazy.
they sad, they happy, they don't know what they feeling. But so she understands, she's conscious of when she goes from one mood to, because is it a mood influence thing, or I don't know if
I don't know what triggers an episode. Excuse me. I don't know what triggers an episode. We didn't go that in depth in it. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of took whatever she gave me.
I keep digging.
I took whatever she gave me. You know what I'm saying? Based off of that. But when I got to look at guys like Kanye West, I'm like, bro, there has to be some genius attached to these type of psychotic breaks and cracks in the mental. This mind, this shit's so powerful, bro. It's really crazy. Like, this mind is powerful. All of this shit right here happened and came from your mind. Right. And we sitting in it.
And you got to be swift and changeable mentally. A lot of people in their situations, because society has slowed them down. And we lost concept of time. So that's why somebody can think in their mind, yo, it ain't been that long. Yeah, it has.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that person who is bipolar, once they master the ability, it's swift and changeable.
Yeah.
In different situations,
And we were just talking about Tom earlier today, because this is guy, he got a book, it's called 10X Rule, right? And he was talking about how he'll break his days up into 3 days. So in a week, the average person, a week is 7 days, but for him it's 21. Because from 6 in the morning to 12 p.m., it's 1 day. From 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., it's day number 2. From 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. is day number 3. So he'll have 3 days in 1 day. Okay. And it makes sense because, time is a concept. It don't really exist. Time exists from point A to point B.
It's just a measurement of movement.
Exactly. Because the same way I can walk to the kitchen in 5 seconds, I can look at the kitchen in 1 second. You know what I'm saying? So
and
it's
you're
like
already there.
Exactly.
You just haven't physically moved.
For him to break up a day into 3 and 7 days into 21, it really lets you know, like, I can spend 30 minutes on my phone scrolling through TikTok, looking at bitches, or I can spend 30 minutes doing push-ups, pull-ups, and dips. Same time passed by. But because I'm, I want to say hypnotized by what I'm seeing by this feed, it won't even feel like 30 minutes. No. But because I'm putting in work, it feels like you're going to feel that whole 30 minutes. Yeah. But I want you to elaborate on that too as well, Mr. Freeze, the ADD, ADHD thing also,
so
harnessing that.
When it comes to ADD and ADHD, I'm a product of case study. So what I mean by that is I sat down and started paying attention to myself. Damn, why my legs shake? Why I pick out my calluses? Why I keep going back and cleaning up shit every day, all day? Then I started looking at my kids, the activity, what they do, the engagement. So I sat back to myself and I said, that's motor sensory. You see what I'm saying? So ADHD, ADD, OCD, bipolarism is heightened motor sensory that no human being has been taught to control. You see what I'm saying? We come from our parents, right? The first thing, if a kid is out of control, what do? Put them on Ritalin. Put them on a medication as opposed to finding something to engage them. I learned from my 3-year-old daughter. She just left my house. I put a ball in front of her. She's super active. I taught her how to count to 80, kicking the ball back and forth because she loves to be active to kick, right? So in my opinion, and through what I've been through, this is how I got in the catalyst of fitness too, because I opened the door and I just keep going, bro. Keep going. Bro, that's ADHD. You see what I'm saying? But people don't know how to recognize it. How do you recognize something they've been talking about and downplaying for so many years until a person like me comes along that can really explain it and prove it? I'm no doctor, but don't get me wrong. All 3 of my kids have it. I have it. Then I pull it up on my dad damn, my dad got the same regimen for 40 years. The picking up, the cleaning up, the nervous system, And I'm sure every man has one of these things that we do, but we never understood it. Why? Because the parent ain't nobody sitting down thinking about that. They just think we quote unquote crazy. Crazy is the most extraordinary thing you can be because you think outside the box. You see what I'm saying? So when I look at ADHD, ADD, these things up, I know how to embrace it. The person that you see in the gym, what about the person you see in the gym, the iron addict, that he don't want to listen to nobody, he just all movement. If you could take that individual and engage him, can't you bring him to the league? Can't you bring him to the NBA? These are the typical people we watch every Sunday. You see what I'm saying? What's a strong safety for real? A bug out, they call him. He got heightened motor sensory that he was able to control to get to the next level. You see what I'm saying? So when you have these elements and they're within you, it's a gift, man. I believe, in my opinion, we all have something. But it's all about if you're willing to have that ego dropped and that humility to understand what it is. So me, I did case study on myself. I'm a product of case study and field tests. I don't talk unless I got conclusive evidence of what I'm talking about. I don't give nobody my opinion. I spent a third of my life in prison, bro. I did my bid, no visits. You know what I mean? No contact from the outside world. They had to call up and check on me. That made me get more in tune to myself. So when I started seeing brothers that had these certain things or could help me, guess what I started doing? Latching on to them. And it makes me greater every day. So like I said, going back to your question of ADHD and ADD, I believe we all have that. Or we wouldn't be getting up doing the same thing over and over and over and becoming greater and greater and greater. Every day we get up and do it. Whether it's a talent of being an artist, physically fit, your business mindset, how you raise your kids, how you clean your house. I clean the same things maybe twice a day. Why do I do it? It's embedded in me already from my parents and my genealogy. You know what I mean? And that's something I actually sat and studied. That's something I'm not giving you on opinion. I can prove this. But I don't have a degree. I don't have a bald head with thick glasses, and I'm not a doctor, so who's going to really take me serious? You see what I'm saying? I'm not being biased or anything like that, but think about it. If I'm coming through with dreads down my back with this size, and I tell you I'm a doctor or a genius, you're going to look at me like I'm crazy.
On face value.
I'm all of that.
Yeah.
I'm all of that. I'm humble, but I know you could put me at a table with this mindset, and I'm going to make you think. As opposed to saying, hey, I'm stronger than you. I can open your brain up to actually go home and think about what I just said, and then you'll start to see either it in you or your children.
Now, I want to talk fatherhood, too, especially how you brought up. You took the time out to look back and look at your children and see that. I think that's why the father is important, to be able to analyze something like that. And, of course, a knowledgeable father.
Yes,
because
sir.
there's fathers that they're just dads because they made the kids,
children,
right?
yes,
But
sir.
as far as
they're not fathers.
They're not fathers. They're just dads, But
Sperm
to
donors
be a
sometimes.
father is crazy. It's a whole nother. Because I got a child too, and I see him, and I see me in him, and that's why I understand how important my role as his father is. Because I can see, where his in Spanish we call it inquietudes, right? Which is like the jitters, like his ADHD, the ADD. He wants to run around.
Feed it.
Where it could lead him to,
yes,
if led astray or guided, but guided, like how you took the time out to okay, so I see my daughter doing, okay, cool. So let me give her something. Let me give her the ball. I pride myself in my child a lot. He's in chess. And he loves that shit, man. Like I play with him and shit. And today we was at the barbershop waiting, my barber's waiting, he's finishing a guy up. He sees the chessboard, let's play chess. Okay, cool. Let me see where you at now. Cause we play, I want to say maybe twice a week, maybe, right? He's in chess club at the school. Boy, today was a good game. Today was a good game. Now, he's still at a child level, of course.
Right.
And I'm not great at chess. I could hold my own.
Yes, sir.
But I noticed he did relatively well, more better than usual. And I teach him good game. You know what I'm saying? And so I wanna ask each and every one of y'all, because all of y'all got kids, right? You got two babies, you said?
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yeah.
Got 4.
4.
I got one.
One
and one
Sam, and he my age, y'all. So you got 2. You got 2.
7 with the wife's kids.
Okay, and y'all brothers got children too? No kids. No
Nah,
kids.
they like, no.
Not yet. Yeah. So I want to start with you, De Niro.
Holding all his kids. He's holding
You
them.
being an artist and stuff like that. being on the road, you take your babies with you you told me they were here with you, right? You take them everywhere with you.
I mean, well, my sons live here.
Okay.
I live in Oregon, but
okay.
Yeah.
How is fatherhood for you? What is it, something that stood out that you didn't think, like you thought before you was a father, this is how being a dad must be, versus now that you are a father, the difference in that?
Man, you know what? I really didn't have no idea. I didn't have much to go off of. You know what I'm saying? Like my homies who had dads, they had like a guide, like a foundation, a blueprint of like, this is what being a dad could potentially be, watching their dad be a dad to them. Me, I had none of that. I had no clue. And I don't believe, like, my mom was my dad. My mom was my mom. Like, so I ain't had none of that shit.
I'm glad that you said that.
I hate when people say, Happy Father's Day to my mom. I'm like, goofball.
I'm really glad. You got no idea how. You have no idea how I'm glad I am that you said that. That's because goofy. Mothers don't know how to be fathers. Let's get that out there. Oh, my mom, because I was one of them too back in the day. Yo, my mama raised me how to be a man.
Well, my mom did raise me, but she couldn't teach me how to be a man at all.
So my mom
taught you expectation.
She couldn't even, honestly, if I'm being honest, she couldn't even really teach me that because she didn't have a father and none of the men she dated was worthy of sticking around. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was taught survival. Fuck man shit. Just niggas don't die. Don't go out here and get your head blown the fuck off.
Would y'all agree that mothers, typically single mothers, teach their boys their version of what they think a man should be?
They teach us patriarchy. They uphold that infrastructure of what patriarchy, hypermasculinity is. Most black women feel that a man needs to be present to make a child tough, to rear a child, so you'll know what being a man is. They don't teach you that from that standpoint of emotional stability, vulnerability, what that looks like. We want to be consoled when we fall off a goddamn bike. We don't want to get the fuck up. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. Right. We don't want to hear that. So most black women uphold, if not, they do it more than men, patriarchy. If the man ain't present, they do it. I see so many black women that try to make their sons tough.
And it don't work.
Nah, it backfires.
It doesn't work. They end up resenting him because now the woman who was supposed to love and nurture you is beating on you. It causes confusion in the mind of 100%. A child. That's why a man and a woman, I'm not saying a man is just relegated to being a disciplinarian, because I tell my son, Mom, don't just call me when he ain't doing good in school, because I don't want him to feel that way about me. Like, I miss my dad on the phone. Don't do that to me, because I can nurture, I can be loving too. But it creates a mind alter in the mind of a young man when the same woman that love on him beat him too. It's like there's resentment there, because after they beat you, they hug you and they say they love you, and then it causes confusion. How can something love me hurt me? Right? And then they tell you a dad is supposed to love you and hurt you. It's like, what the fuck? I don't understand that part of it. You know what I mean? So. But I didn't have any of that. I didn't have no blueprint. So with my children, we parent out of lack. Me being a father, my foundation was everything I didn't have. So I parented from a lack. I'm going to give my children. I was all over the world touring, but I bought the hell out of my sons. I buy them. Then I realized they didn't understand that. They go fuck them shoes up at school. They didn't know, So then the time being present, and then the vulnerability, the emotional stability, the emotional regulation. Because now I'm looking at byproducts of little boys that are being raised by their mothers. And I'm seeing pieces of their mothers in them that I dislike. That's why I ain't with her. But I see some of that in you. I can't be mad, because when a man ain't there, he done left a woman to take on a man's responsibility. Because we ain't there. But we doing what we feel that the world done told us we need to do, which is, nigga, if you ain't going to be there, then provide. But they don't say, if you ain't going to be there, provide. Well, they say, if you ain't going to be there, provide. But not understanding that provide, man, that don't mean nothing. My sons don't care nothing about that.
Child support.
My son just want to be up under me. They want to look at me like I'm a superhero. I'll peel my shirt off. They be like, dang. They look at me, like straight up. You know what I mean? I might look under here, but I'm righteous under this bitch. But they know my kids look at me. You feel me? And they see that. You know what I mean? Like, man, you know, they come up to me and hug me like, I love you, Dad. You know, I had fun with you. Like, that shit means something to me.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't have a foundation, bro. And that's what that means to me, to be a dad. And to my boys, I got 3 boys, man. You feel what I'm saying? All boys.
That's wild.
And so, I got all boys, man. And they different. So I love them all the same, but I got to love them different as individuals. I got an athletic kid. I got a kid that's he just up in the air. He just like twirling and shit. You know, he just all floaty. Yeah. And then I got a son. He's just like so cautious about everything. He'll walk in here and observe everybody. Won't say nothing. He'll watch some shit.
Age
you
differences.
offer him something. He'll say no. And you know, he has to warm up to people. So I gotta love them all differently. Nobody taught me that. That's on the job shit. You know what I mean?
On the fly.
Bro, that shit is on the job.
How, like, what are their ages?
Man, I got 2 9-year-olds and a 4-year-old that's finna be 5.
Okay.
And they ain't twins, my 9-year-olds.
I was about to ask.
Well, when I say I got 2 9-year-olds, I would say I got twins. And then I got I got 2 9-year-olds 4 months apart. And so, you know, it's just different, bro. It's night and day. A man walked up to me today. It's me, my partner, and my 2 sons. He walked up to my table and he kind of gave me a backhand compliment. I understand sometimes white people get nervous. They don't really know how to compliment us and shit. So he said something like, oh, well, you know, you proved my theory right. And I'm like, what's that? He was like, it takes a beautiful woman to negate the looks of an ugly man. So basically he was trying to say she was beautiful and I had beautiful kids. Yeah. But he was like, but I do want to say, you know, thank you for being a present father to these young men. I know that that's important, you know, for them. And I respect that and I accept that, you know, because I do that to men when I see it. It warms my heart when I see men out with their kids. You know what I mean? Because that shit is important, bro.
And it's rare.
Man, that shit is so important, bro. I see all these young, lost, broken boys out here, man, doing all this murder and shit. They just young. They need a hug. They need love.
Typically, that's what it
is.
But they need a hug from a man, though.
That's right.
They need a hug from a father. Right. And I wanted to touch, and you know, it's been dragging on this topic, vulnerability. It's been dragging on the show because I think it's a very, very specific topic, and I'm glad you brought it up too. As far as like that emotional stability that a man provides for his child, having them understand, yeah, we feel sad, yeah, we feel angry, yeah, we feel these emotions, right? But what's the correct way of processing these emotions and challenging them in the right direction, channeling them in the right direction? You know,
I mean, I let them know that it's okay to feel. We gonna cry. We men. We experience. I told my son today he hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Like. I'd have to be honest, bro, because we always taught women emotional. Man, half the niggas I know way more emotional than women. Niggas out here killing off emotion. They ain't killing off logic, because if it was logic involved, niggas wouldn't be killing. Half the niggas in prison wouldn't even be there for murder if it was based on logic. Because they'd be like, you know what? I kill this nigga over this bitch. Then I go to prison. He dead. Somebody else fucking her. That don't make sense.
Emotional men kill people, and emotional men beat their wife.
Come on, bro. That's it.
Sure. Because we feel emotion, but it takes some sort of discipline to be able to understand.
But just the processing of it. We ain't taught that. That's it. We ain't taught to feel. We taught to suppress. Go in your fucking room. You better not. Who you raising? Because we raised by women. They don't know what to do. All women say they want emotionally available and open men, but when we bring them emotion, they don't even know how to handle it. They shut it down.
And I don't know if you've seen any of my reels, but that's what I've been saying. Like, it's not in our best interest as men to be vulnerable with our women or be transparent to a certain degree to where we can be considered vulnerable, because women don't truly understand what it is to be a man. They don't understand our reality. They can sympathize. They could be empathetic. But as far as truly understanding what it is to be a man, they can't, you know, because they're women and they're not supposed to. And I say this a lot to the viewers. Like, it's low-key irresponsible to think that you could bring your woman into your world. Like, you're supposed to understand, you know what? This is what men go through, and I have to share these feelings with another man. And that's why father is present. That's why, like, you saying that you told your son he hurt his feelings, that's some man shit, bro. Yeah. You know, the other day I told my son I was disappointed in him. I didn't say, oh, I'm mad at you. I'm disappointed. You know, you said some stuff. You thought you could get away with it because you told them that I said it, but I didn't. That's wrong. You're tainting my name to make yourself look good. I'm disappointed in you because you know better, right? And it hurts to say that to your son, but it's necessary, I think, so they can understand, yo, look, men can be vulnerable with other men if you love, admire, and respect them. And since I love and admire and respect you as my son, I'm going to let you know I'm disappointed. Because it takes some sense of emotional love or admiration for someone for them to even disappoint you. If I don't know you or care what you think, you're not going to disappoint me. Right. But if I care what you think and I care who you are and who you can become, you can disappoint me. So, I made it a point to tell him that, now we good. And I will say this on air. He pulled me to the side like a fucking man. He said, Papa, can I talk to you in private? I said, yeah. He said, I want to apologize. 8 years old, bro. I want to apologize. Of course, I wanted to dig deep in his mind for what? Oh, because I said some stuff. I'm like, okay, what stuff? You know what I mean? I'm digging. I already know what it is, but I want him to articulate. Yeah. That's right. But I want you to also, Mr. Freeze, like fatherhood for you, like how is that?
I can relate to De Niro. I grew up with no mom in the street since I was pretty much born. You know what I mean? Father came and got me years later. By the time he got me, I was already exposed to everything that I wasn't supposed to see. Me not having a mom, I never realized and knew what emotion was. I never knew why I got so mad at stuff. I never knew. I was one of those guys who didn't catch a body. You see what I'm saying? But I did the knucklehead shit and kept going back and forth to jail because I was looking for this attention shit. You see what I'm saying? So with me, at 41 years old, I'm still navigating and learning how to be a father from other fathers. Yeah, I got my my side where I teach my kids the knowledge and I understand the monetary aspect, but that's not important to me because, like, when my dad got me, it was more him trying to buy me for everything that he missed. You see what I'm saying? So me not having a mom, I never understood emotion. I never understood, like, when somebody did to me, why I got so mad. You see what I'm saying? So now, at 41, like I said, being transparent with the men at the panel, I'm really learning this now. And it's okay. You see what I'm saying? A lot of men don't want to pull up and ask nobody for help. I go live and I'll go to my OG, yo, we'll be in there working. I'm talking about my issues. Get it out my chest because I know he been through something. This man been married. This man done been through some things. So I'm the type of person at 41 years old that I give my kids knowledge. You know what I mean? Because it's priceless. My son don't really care about the monetary thing. Like, his mom do what she doing, things of that nature, but he doesn't look for that from me. He looks for the mental part of it for everything that he missed, just like I miss. So being a father and, like, pouring in the knowledge to my kids, that's everything to me. You know what I mean? It really has nothing to do with what I can buy them because I know the things that I give him are me. If I sit here and I say to myself, I'm 41 years old and people listen to me the way they do and I can feed this to my children, what are they going to be on that return? Because this is what I did. I learned from other individuals. It wasn't my parents teaching me. I didn't have teachings. My dad gave me martial arts. That's it. You know what I mean? Protect yourself. Boy, you're a crybaby. I didn't know what that meant. Crybaby is having a heightened emotion. We come from women. We all have it. How do we channel it, though? You see what I'm saying? So now, like I said, at 41, this is what I feed my kids through fatherhood. I'm still learning, to be honest with you. I'm not the perfect dad. I do perfect things because I wake up and I made enough mistakes to say, yeah, I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to make mistakes. I can't afford that shit no more. I'm on my way out. My kid's on the way in the future, so why would I wake up trying to make mistakes? This is why I ask questions, and I come back. If it's logic, I'm going to feed it to the future. Whether it's my child, whether it's another youth, how I pulled up on Mike, how I pulled up on youth. Anyone younger than me is the youth to me because they may not even need the fitness part. 9 times out of 10, when someone comes to you, whether it's your kid, whether it's someone on the outside, and y'all start to work out, it's always an underlying issue why they're in that gym. Whether they adopted the lifestyle, they there because they stressed out, because they trying to suppress something. Me, I started with the suppression shit. So now as I get older, man, I got to get this shit out because I can't let my son see me like this. And I'm vulnerable now as opposed to suppressed. Because if I would have stayed suppressed for those 10 years, man, I probably would have went back to jail for life, man. So fitness really saved my life. So to get back to what you said, man, I'm still learning how to be a father. Heck, man, like, it's real like that.
I don't think we ever stop.
Yeah, I come and build with OG every time we in the gym, man.
Yeah.
Yo, bop, 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 bop. Vulnerable, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's no book on it.
Yes, sir.
So
what about you, OG
there's
Sam?
no book on it, man. With me, man, I raised my son, you know, from day one, from infantry, I was there when he was born. From day one, he's been with me. So I think one of the most valuable things you can give to a child, for one, is time, knowledge, understanding, encouragement. You know, I think those are instead of, you know, of course you want to, you know, show him love and buy him stuff and things like that, but those things are secondary, you know what I mean? Because he can remember the time. He can remember the lessons you taught him, you know. He can remember the wisdom you gave him, you know what I mean? You can raise a child and to a certain age, and then when they come back to you as adults, you know, and say, Dad, remember when you told me X, Y, Z? You know, I stayed with that. I did this, I did that. You know what I mean? And to keep them out of the streets was my main concern. You know, he was born in Harlem. When I was in New York, when he was born, I was living in Harlem. So he was born in Harlem, and I knew how the streets was out there. When I moved down here, me and his mom had separated, but I explained to her. You know, I didn't go to her with aggression and a whole lot of things. I explained to her what a man can do for a son. You know, I explained to her that he's at an age where he needs me. You know, not me being 600 miles away. You know, he needs to be. And she, fortunately, she understood it. You know, and he was able to come with me, and he avoided a lot of the things that some of the kids got into out there in the streets in New York and stuff like that. Down here, you know, you have they still, you know, it's not like it's not down here. It's down here. But he knew the difference. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go out and experiment certain things, but the values that you instill in him, from him being a son and him acknowledging you and wanting to look up to you and wanting to, be honest with you, he want to impress you. You know what I mean? He want to actually, you know, emulate you. So the things that I did since he was born, because he changed my life, the things I did since he was born was the things that I wanted him to become and be better at. You know what I'm saying? So I poured everything that I had into him, as far as time, wisdom, you know, love. He could come to me at doors open. I never told him, like, nah, you can't talk to me about that. You can't talk to me about this. Right. Nah, doors always open. That's right. Mm-hmm. You know, so whatever he felt he needed to talk to me about, he can come. And he do it to this day. You know, 30 years old.
And Sammy my age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We worked out before. He lit in the calisthenics game too, y'all. OG Sammy
Nice.
just saying,
Sure.
this and
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That man lit in the calisthenics too, man.
Get this Cali in.
He
Yeah, man.
get busy. What about you, man? Fatherhood, 2 babies.
Fatherhood is the greatest thing I've accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my mother was my primary parent, so to say, and my pops lived in Jersey City. I was in Newark, not far away. And I tell people, when I describe my pops, he was an average Joe. And what I mean by that, he was a man just trying to be a man and live life. And I got a half brother, half sister. You know the scenarios, different moms. You don't really know them. But I was the baby out of the bunch, out of his children. So he was more, hands-on with me. But when I had my first child, I said I will become everything my father wasn't. And I appreciate my father for being who he was, because he taught me the do's and don'ts. So, those fill in the blanks, sure. I am the blank filler. You know what I mean? So I'm a big kid at heart. So when I had my son, Sincere Law, it was almost like the greatest joy. And y'all know me, if you go to my IG or Facebook, it's all about my babies. If I'm not, you know, something with working out, it's something with my kids. And fatherhood is like, that's our superpower as men. And a lot of people, this is the thing, yo, and me and my partner, some of my other partners talk about it. I don't care how much money a nigga make in the street, how gangster, how many niggas he kill. If this nigga tell me anything that he got a kid and he's not hands-on, you're not nothing to me. Like, real talk. I don't want to hear no shit about, yo, I don't get along with his mom and whatever. Look, I'm the type, if I'm the maker and the owner of something, I'm going to take value in that and give time. So I'm like you, man. Sam, it's all about time with me. My baby girl, she's 10, and she's more like me than my son. Like, real talk. But going back into, you know, what a man is, I'm just happy my son is a peaceful, gentle soul. I don't need him to be no gangster. I don't need him to be no nigga.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If he wants to be in his room and he's a computer head, I know where my son is. And, you know, I do check because I understand, you know, the power of the internet, whatever. But if he's a creative soul and he's not into rap, he's into, what's the Asian music?
K-pop.
Yeah. Man, he's up in the room. I'm like, yo, what are we? But that's his thing.
I was gonna say anime, but now
that
right.
K-pop. He, you know, he's into that. Now he knows some Wu-Tang, but my baby girl, she's quoting Ghostface.
Oh wow.
So it's one of those things of, yo, every child's gonna have a lane, but as a father, I just like to see them grow.
That's right.
And the thing about it is when you see yourself and your children, it's almost like I see what my mom went through. You know what I mean? Because I was a crybaby when I was young. My son, he's a little more emotional. Like, I could talk to my son and his eyes of water. Guess what? When I was a boy, young man, my mom could say something to me, and if it just hurt a little bit, I'm going to blink and I'm going to cry. You know, my daughter, she's a tough one. She's a knuckler. Like, we play fight, and I'm like, yo, chill. Like, she's the other end of the spectrum of who I become. But you love father. Like, I just don't understand people who don't, you know, young boys who don't appreciate fatherhood. You know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer of love. Like, I heard the word love, you know, we was talking about love. Love is not something that's always beautiful. Love is not something where, you know, how you talk about the feelings it hurt. It's not, you know, they made this illusion of love is happiness and all of that.
Disney,
But love is the ability to go through hell to make something come out right. So when you have love for something, you're not looking for perfection. You're looking for a mutual willingness to go through shit, stick it out to make it come out right on the other end. So a lot of times, you know, you can't tell me what love is. Like when somebody's looking at something from the outside, oh man, fuck that shit. Why you putting up with that shit? You don't have the same love I have for this.
That's right.
So you can't see the value or the tolerance in what I'm putting up with. But once again, one of the aspects of manhood is being able to sustain. When you know purpose, you build love for certain things. So my children, I go through it with my wife sometime about certain things with manhood. Because I'm the type, I could be in the house, if I hear her have to repeat herself, I don't do the talk. I'm not a talker. I'm coming up in the room, I'm opening up the door, I'm going to say, what she say? I don't want to always be seen as the discipline, so I'm that big kid. So when it's time to do stuff, they want to go with me because I'm going to have fun. And sometimes I'm going to have more fun and get mad. Yo, you know, like you was talking about the sneakers. I'm a kid, so we'd be in a toy store, and I'm looking at shit I couldn't afford when I was a kid. Like, yo, this is the Hot Wheel. They like, yo, is it motorized? I'm like, yo, this shit. You know, but, you know, fatherhood is one of the things, man. It's a I call it the reward. It's really the reward in life because, like you said, children are the recycle of life and life lessons. So if you do your part, your children will leave the house and it will come back learning lessons. You know, and then sometimes they will come back and say, you was right, but, and that's that growth that the next generation have.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So fatherhood, man, it's the greatest, man. You know what I mean? You can have all the money in the world, but if you got your children mentally connect, and my children call me father. So when we out and about, especially with Caucasians, you know, that proper language and yo, they hear these kids, yo, father.
Get out of here.
What the fuck is they talking to? You know, but you know, because I was, you know, once again going back to, you know, my knowledge side. Father is one who is qualified to fat her with the proper knowledge and understanding and to physically raise children. Fat her. You put them together, you get father. You see, a lot of times you get people who are not qualified, but they fat her. And after they do the fat her part, making her pregnant, they gone.
Oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying?
See it? You had to say that for me to understand fat her, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
you know, that's why most of my brothers I'm with, they're fathers.
Pregnancy.
Yeah.
Fat her. Get her pregnant. Fat her.
Yeah. So.
Yo, all y'all, yo, power up. We're gonna drop a jewel on every single one of y'all. Y'all killing it. And we like, but we 2.5 hours in. I want to go for 3, but you know,
Yo,
I think
I
that
ain't
camera.
gonna lie, I'm on that corporate train.
Yeah,
so
I think that camera.
Nigga, get up in the morning.
this camera
Look,
gonna
I
run out of
guarantee
memory.
the wife
So
is still looking. Yeah, I'm still here, baby. Over here texting. Yeah, we still on the line.
Yeah.
I'm not in the street. Trust me.
But we gonna get into the chats real quick. A few on mass questions. I don't know if they're still on, but I went ahead and copied and pasted them. So this one's from B. Sintrest. I've been getting serious about trading, and recently my mind gets stressed and suffers a bit. Anything can you say? I'm guessing they meant to put you can say about getting through the pain. The pain of stress. Working out, man. Working out, understanding understanding your mind. What is it about trading that's getting you stressed? And if you are getting stressed, ain't nothing some good old 100 push-ups ain't going, relieve. But I'm gonna let y'all brothers start. We start with you, De Niro. How can you relieve some stress real quick to get through that pain?
I mean, I do all kind of shit. I go for walks. I talk to certain people. Of course, exercise is a good escape for me. Sometimes I might get in the gym and just zone out. I'm like, damn, I've been here 3 hours. Damn, I ain't even mad no more. Damn, you know what? I'm gonna just go home.
Start thinking you work there.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. I've seen so many people come and go.
What?
I'm like, God damn.
Y'all still here?
I'm like, whoa. The people that work there be like, yo, this nigga dedicated.
You ever in your car and that happens?
Easily.
In my
You
car,
gotta-
what, outside?
Just in your car and like right before you go in the crib or right before you just sit in your car for like 10, 15 minutes, just gather your thoughts like, damn.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you pull up in the driveway.
You know what I'm talking about?
30-minute rule.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I'll
like-
finish listening to music just like, what I got to go in here. And, you had that checklist when you come into the crib. So going back to fatherhood. When your kids in the house, boom, you have home, you go through your.
But like I'm saying, like getting yourself together before jumping into dad mode or
Now, we all been in that situation where if you live with somebody, it might be some bullshit that's been boiling throughout the day. And you ever, as a man, you had this, I'm going to say this. And then she say this.
Heavy
Then I say,
rehearsal.
but then as soon as you go in, you go to the big card.
Yeah.
The shit blows up. I wasn't trying to argue,
Yeah.
but in my car, I was going to make sense.
Yeah.
I
No,
got
but
the
I
script
mean, as
right.
far as like you went through some shit, let's say throughout your day, but you don't want to bring that into your home.
I'm
what
one
I
of
mean?
the type. I'm one of the type. Like being on a corporate ship. Once I clock out, I let that shit go.
Okay,
Service-
so you do before you even.
Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
one of the type. I call it classroom syndrome. You remember how when you in school, as soon as you get into class, you all of a sudden getting sleepy, can't concentrate. As soon as you look and it's like, it's 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
You start getting your shit. I'm back on
All
it.
this
Boom.
energy now.
That's the
Okay.
same thing with jobs and throughout the day. Once I leave an environment, unless it was no physical harm done to me or some shit like that mentorship, boop,
You good. You don't even got to prepare yourself, nothing. You let it, okay, cool.
My brother used to, I would ask my older brother, like, why you wake up so early? Like, I got to beat my wife up. I got to beat my kids up so I can check in with myself. He like, bro, I don't wake up feeling good every morning. Like, I got to check that shit for my kids wake up because they can't deal with that.
Yeah, no facts.
I got to deal with me first. So my brother wake up super early in the morning, like 6, 5:30. Nigga be up for real. He had breakfast cooked, coffee going. But he like, bro, I really got to check in with myself because I could be dealing with some shit from the day before, bringing it into today. I got to check it before my wife and my kids wake up because they deserve me at my best as often as I can give it to them.
Facts. And see, I'm the opposite. I start off great. I love waking up. But in the morning, bro, like I'm a morning person. Like as soon as I'm singing in the shower, music blasting, blah, blah. But by the end of the day, it starts to wind down. And I got to, like, because you might not even, you got to remember, like, no, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. Put yourself in that mind space, like, yo, like, I got to, like, give them my best. Just like you said, it just, for me, it happens at the end of the day versus in the beginning of the day. Like, once I go to sleep and wake up yesterday, you know what I'm saying, pass. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes maybe some bullshit from, like, 2-3 days ago might creep up in my mind again. But, shake it off, whatever. But, like, I wake up fresh, you know what I mean? But when the day goes by, it just, sometimes shit, but you got to remind yourself, like, and this will peek into the whole stress thing that Ben Interest asked. You got to remind yourself, like, you'll never have a load on your shoulders that you can't bear. You just got to maintain that strength and, like, remember, like, shake that shit off. Like, I'm alive. I'm above the dirt. I could keep going. I could fix this issue. You know what I mean? Only thing you can't fix is death. And even after death, you could, it'll go away. That pain will go away. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
a lot of people say that, death is like ultimate peace, for because you think about it, if somebody was sick, illness, you have slow death before, that final death, but I think what it is, it's all about management. Management of life and energy. Learning how to balance, how to counterbalance, counterbalance things. And, we push through. I think man learns how to push through.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
That one ran out of space? Yeah, that's what I thought. I got another memory card in my book bag. Throw it in there real quick, bro, for me, please.
I think, to answer that question, I would say, honestly, to get a better diet and then get a great playlist. Because I think music, honestly, and you have the brother here, music really be the soundtrack to our lives. I mean, it's a rhythm that we connect to. So honestly, when you stricken with the stress and the pain of working out, you can't basically excel at working out and reach your goal without having to go through something. Nothing in life of value that we've gotten without struggle. Like you're gonna have to struggle. There's countries that have been taken over and there had to be bloodshed. That's just it. That's just period. So the bloodshed that you need to happen is the bloodshed that's in those muscles, and keep working. Work till failure. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need. It's in the little baggie. My bad, brother. It's in the little baggie in the small pocket of that book bag. I could tell you about progressive overload and all that other technical terms and stuff like that, but really and truly, it's just about sheer will and power. And then like. Every day, just keep putting them days together because one day leads into 2, 2 leads into 5, 5 leads into 7, 7 leads into a month. A month leads into a year. So just keep putting them days together no matter what, and just stay strong mentally and keep doing what you need to do to stay healthy physically and emotionally.
That's right.
And you found it, bro? You see that, the small bag? There's a little baggie, a little black baggie. It might be on the table. Check the counter. I really want that because, y'all, that right there. Yeah, so empty that. There should be. It's a Sony memory card that's got 64 gigabytes on it. I want them to get this, man. This is one of the illest, like, episodes thus far. Like, I don't think that they understand. There's a few still on right now. I think we're down to about 13 active viewers, but they've been going in. I mean, they've been going in so far. But I don't think they understand, like, how much information y'all dropping right now. You know what I mean? we're gonna go ahead and answer the rest of these questions, and we'll wrap it up, y'all, with one last question that we but we'll answer these people questions, because some of these people, they tune in every Sunday. Yeah. They tune in, they engage, they hit us on the DMs like, yo, some girl hit me up the other day. Hey, I've been in a 9-year relationship. 6 of those years, I've been wanting to leave him, but every time he cry, I feel bad, so I don't leave him. And I had to tell her, like, hey, look, the unfortunate fact of the matter is that both of you guys are wrong in this situation. Like, you guys fear abandonment. And if he's crying every single time that you're going to leave and it's making you feel some type of way, you're more so fearful of being abandoned. Okay, we back live? That's perfect. Izzy, hey, you guys, Izzy, let me go ahead and let me drop a little round of applause for Izzy. He just saved the day for real. Yo, check that other camera for me. Is that red dot on? That red dot on? Okay, so we 100% good. So I had to tell her, like, I don't think y'all love each other. I think you guys are more so fearful of the fact of feeling abandonment in that situation. I mean, 9 fucking years, 6 of those years you've been trying to leave him, it don't make no sense. Every time you are going to leave, he cries and talks about killing himself. That's crazy, yo. He is not love from him either. You might confuse it with love, but but see, that's the type of questions they're asking us. That's the type of DMs we get, not from only women, but men also. And for those live viewers, you guys, peep this, man. Like, catch these jewels. Like, these men are dropping heavy jewels on y'all, man, and from different perspectives too. But we'll continue. Official.Sanchez says, what are more ways to get legal income and still have a fitness life and social life? That was easy. We're just going to go ahead. I'll answer that for y'all. Bro, make time. If you've been on the whole time, we just let you know how in the book 10X, look it up. It's called the 10X rule, right? The 10 times rule. This man breaks up 7 days into 21. From 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., that's a day. From 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., that's another day. From 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., that's another day. That's 3 days and 1. That's 21 and 7. So you can make time for that, man. You can make time. That
first part of legal income, get a job that is reported on a W-2.
Get a fucking job, man. Shit. Yeah, like, street credibility, and this has become a running catchphrase. Street credibility doesn't accumulate to real credibility in the real fucking world, bro. Like, you can't trade in how many houses you robbed and get a credit score. Like, it don't work that way, man. Or I robbed 60 houses, give me a 600 credit score. It don't work like that. Oh, I busted 60 bricks, give me a credit score. It doesn't work that way, bro. So something as simple as get a job, hold down your job, be the best at your job. Me and Juan were just talking about this last week. If you're a fucking dishwasher, be the best dishwasher you could possibly be. Next thing you know, you're going to be the cook. Next thing you know, you'll be the supervisor. Next thing you'll be a general manager. And if you think like Juan do, you're going to own fucking 3 restaurants, in 10 years. So just hold it down, man. If you can't find anything else, get a fucking job with a W-2. This is from Killer Cam. So he articulated his question, yo. He actually asked it earlier. The thing I want to talk is how people can navigate how people can negatively affect someone in life. Life can be the hardest thing. How to become what you want to become and how to inspire people to overcome. We'll start going this way. So, quick answer to the question: how to become what you want to become and how to inspire people to overcome. Starting with you, Bass.
So once again, that goes back to the knowledge of yourself. You first have to make sure that you're grounded, knowing who you are, what your purpose is. And once again, make it simple. Being who you're supposed to be and just being that naturally is going to be the living example or testimony. And keep in mind, I don't know, who he's trying to inspire, but you're not going to be for everybody, regardless of who you are. Right. So you have to understand that you're going to inspire people who sometimes may not come to you to let you know you're inspiring them. But just be the best you, and things are going to fall in place. I can't tell you how many people I know for a fact that want to say something to us in the gym. And it, and it's not even in gym, but just in life. It could be artists that see you and they're not comfortable yet giving acknowledgement. So you can't stress on those people, but if you being the best you, that's the first thing. And know who you are. And life is going to present people to you that it's going to be for you. It's almost, so you got to keep in mind, we're in a time where people got short-term memories. Everything is quick flash, but when you are who you're supposed to be, there's somebody out there looking for that frequency. And,
You attract that frequency.
yeah.
So become the best version of you and be the best you can be. What about you, OG Sam? Where am I at? How to become what you want to become and how to inspire people to overcome.
First, to become what you want to become, you can't be afraid of being what you want to be. So once you know what you want to be, then you gotta try to put a plan together to do just that. A lot of people want to be certain things, and they're scared of the process. They fall short because they don't want to. They're either scared of it, they don't want to put forth the effort. So once you decide that it's whatever it is that you want to be, you got to put forth that effort. You got to have a plan in order to execute that plan to get to where you want to be. And you can inspire anyone, especially by being what you want to be, by going through your process and people seeing you going through your process and they see that you've accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. That's inspiration to people, whether they may let you know it or not, but that's inspiration in some.
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid to become who you need to become.
That's right.
Mr. Freeze.
I agree 100% with the OGs, Mass and OG Sam. Selfology. Never be afraid to be different, stepping outside the box. I get the crazy stares because of how I speak. I love it. Because I don't sound like the norm. I don't do the norm. So if you want to become something, step outside of the things that you're actually used to. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's okay to be that weird one. Weird, crazy, all those words are extraordinary to the individuals who think. So, just to keep it short and sweet, selfology is the best course you're going to take in life. You can't spend any money on that, though. That's within you. So once you open that portal, the return is endless. So definitely agree with the OGs. I'm sitting here learning myself. So they're asking the questions. I'm sitting here absorbing.
My brain right now. I'm soaking in everything. So selfology, guys, learn yourself. Selfology, learn yourself. Don't be afraid to become and
Just be yourself.
Be yourself. Be the best version of yourself that you could be.
And not to cut you off, but keep in mind, being yourself is an evolving thing. See, a lot of times, we were talking about, how you were when you were younger. How I am today may not be my final destination. So be okay with changing in the process. There's nothing wrong with that. You still could be inspiring and motivating. Just like the person saluted you for showing the transition. It was nothing wrong with the old version. It was just time, the growth and everything to grow,
That's right.
And one more thing I want to add to that. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Talk about it.
Yep.
That's a quick little jewel. What about you, De Niro?
They literally said everything. I literally ain't got nothing to add. They said it all, man. Real shit. Like, they said it all, bro. Yeah.
So you guys pay attention, man. Are we still live? We're not live anymore? Oh, it's cool. I mean, we've been running for, I think, going on 2 hours and 53 minutes, so we're going to wrap it up. But this one's from 818-1ETH. That's actually Mike.
That's Mike.
Yeah, that's Mike. How has the ADHD rate increased since social media? We're going to do it just for the sake of the YouTube viewers. How has ADHD rate increased since social media? Has it made it better or worse? If so, how? This might be a direct question to you, Mr. Free, since you brought up the ADHD.
He was going to come at me because I talked to him about his.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like social media has made it worse because they're not feeding the people the proper knowledge on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always something derogatory when you think about an ailment that you need a medication for. You know what I mean? Or they think you need a medication for. I'm an advocate trying to push the opposite, though. So I don't really believe in something that's natural to the body. You go ahead and you suppress it. You feed it. And you heighten it, and a return comes out of it. You know what I mean? But like I said, if you don't have enough people pushing that concept, how does one know? Versus, like I said, I sat down with the children. I sat down with me. I got into me. I'm over here at 3 hours. I'm still picking out my calluses. What is that? You know what I mean? Versus somebody trying to give me an opinion on it. I physically see what it is, and I see it in my children. So to answer his question, social media has made it terrible. They don't talk about it. You know, we're not open as men to even come and say, yeah, man, something wrong with me, man. What's that? I get on my wife all the time, like, yeah, look at your leg. And then I'll go look at her daughter. They do the same thing. It's motor skill. It's extraordinary, but how do you control it? So, yeah, they make it terrible.
You know what, though? But real quick, to that point, the crazy shit I've realized social media do is they do a lot of diagnosing shit. So it's a lot of information. Social media is only information.
Yes, sir.
But the application of the information is not on social media. You feel me? It's so much information. They talk about, mental health, toxic masculinity, ADD, HDMI, all of this shit. HDMI. Yeah, but it's all just practical. It's all just theoretical shit. But it's no real like field work, field study, like what you talking about. It's just all information. Social media full of information. Podcasts full of information. How many of them niggas really applying that?
Talk about it,
Facts.
Talk about it. Sir.
Yeah.
So basically channeling that quote unquote illness, turning into a superpower.
Taking the information and actually getting a field test out of it, a case study out of it. Don't be afraid to attack it. Why not? What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
You find out something. You know, like you said, knowledge is power. So if I got the information, what do I do with the information? People love free shit. Do they use it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's right here.
You know?
It's all right here. All that information is right here.
Love free shit.
But like, how are we gonna, do we even know? Are we looking for it? Are we even paying attention to it when it passes our feed? Because TikTok, for example, TikTok right now is destroying the youth. But I noticed that the algorithm will feed you what you look for. But like when you stop on, like, they'll have like little math shit on it, and you stop and you look, they're really teaching you some shit. Right now in China, the way that they use TikTok is to teach.
Yeah,
they're teaching like mathematics.
We get the poor version.
We get the poor version.
The West
down shit.
Yeah, the poor version.
Right.
And matter of fact, it's crazy. They was just talking about on the news that social media is rewiring the young people's mindset. Mm-hmm. And really, this has made all of us weaker.
Yeah.
You remember back in the day, you had to get a number and put it to memory. If I lost my phone right now, I know my childhood phone number. And some of y'all motherfuckers are short. I don't know nobody else's number.
Yeah.
But this is done.
And by childhood, you mean your house number from when you was a kid?
973 in my jersey. Shit. Little boy.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, even with math, before you remember, it started with the calculator.
Yes, sir.
You know, we used to have a pen, baby, fingers, digits, and all that. Mm-hmm. This shit right here, it does it. Spelling, you had to practice writing.
There's no autocorrect.
Yo, you be fucking up words. You fuck them up so bad, sometimes the phone even know what the fuck you trying to spell. Yeah. It's because technology has a positive and negative. Mm-hmm. The positive is, it is the manifestation of man's mind in a hyperspeed. The negative is, it is the weakness of man's mind being supplemented. So you take technology now, it controls how you think. It controls your focus or lack of. Mm-hmm. It enforces negative society, social disorders.
And how you feel, too.
And how you feel. Yeah, you know, like, and how to feel about yourself.
Exactly.
So I'm letting this this is how you should feel about yourself, master.
Yeah.
That's that dopamine, too. That instant gratification.
But also, too, it creates the pussy of the world. How the fuck I let this bully me? That goes back to the knowledge of self. When I know who I am, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about, because I grew up in the age when hiking. You come outside, nigga, talking about your sneakers left or your clothes, how poor you is. Y'all got me. I go in the crib, think of my jokes. I come back out the mall, I'm lighting you up.
Dozens.
But now, when they do this,
Motherfuckers kill themselves.
oh, they nigga call me fat. Yeah,
Or they
I'm
fighting.
fat, but I'm cool. Yeah, you know, like it's a different, and it all stems from social media.
Like back in the day, you'd get picked on in real life, and it wasn't shit. Now you get picked on social media, and they'll cancel that account, they'll flag it, or the person will kill it. Yeah, it's bullying.
Anti-bullying.
Cyberbullying.
Yo, why the fuck I can't just close the computer?
Yeah.
Today ain't my day on this bitch.
But it's that addiction, man. It's that addiction to like that validation of what social media gives these kids. Like you feel validated. Oh, I got 10 likes. I got 15 likes. Or I got no likes. Damn, they don't like me. They don't like my picture. I don't get no DMs. I don't get, you know what I'm saying? So it's, but with what you were saying about the remembering numbers, learning how to spell, handwriting too.
Yeah, they don't. Yo,
Back then
cursive.
we used to pride. Ain't no cursive no more.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Kids get laptops in school now. I ask my kids, yo, you don't got projects? I used to have projects where my mom, we up all night. I'm falling asleep. And she, yo, these kids,
No
I
projects.
did it. I did it already, or you know, it's crazy, yo.
Yeah.
We fucked up out here.
And penmanship determined how high status of a gentleman you were.
Yeah, I used to
back
practice
then.
signing my name on shit.
I still do that. Yeah, I still do. I got a little
Yo,
journal.
kids
and I
can't
like,
write now, yo. They can't write, and
Nah,
yo,
they
they don't
can't.
even know how to hold pens. Nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't know if y'all this shit right here, like holding the pencil, like
but let them be texting.
oh yeah,
Motherfuckers is on it, you know? Yeah.
40 words a minute.
yeah. But it started with like my era with the flip phone.
Yeah.
You know, then it came into the big text, the
Yeah,
sidekick,
yeah,
the
right.
slide
Two-way,
phone.
right.
Now it's like everything flat,
And
like,
it goes
it's
back
like,
to communication. Men don't know how to talk to women anymore. They talk that shit on here, but face to face, niggas be whistling.
yeah,
Stop.
yeah.
I see, man. You know what? I was out to eat today, man, with my kids, and we was just noticing. Me and my partner was looking around. Yo, motherfucker, a man and his wife like this. It was an old man and his wife. I walked past. She on Instagram. His old ass playing like anagrams or something. He doing like a word puzzle. And a lady I know came in with her husband. They look mad at each other. This nigga right here the whole time on his phone talking to the waiter. Didn't say a word to his wife. And they sat there and ate. And I'm just looking around. And I told her, I was like, leave me if you ever. If you
we get that bad.
Date with Apple, bro.
No, but yo,
Like,
I
leave
didn't.
me.
Yo,
Straight
you ever
up.
been? Yo, they actually arguing and talking, but don't want to physically talk.
Yeah.
You know that shit is crazy, yo.
Yeah, it's getting wild, man. There's a movie named it's a movie called Her. Came out early 2000s.
Oh yeah,
where the guy's dating the phone.
yeah. What's bro name? He's an actor.
I forget his name. He in a lot of shit.
It's like
but
a
yeah.
speaker or something, right? He falls in love with or something like that.
Man, motherfuckers need to go back and watch Black Mirror, man. That first and
Black
second
Mirror's
season,
stupid,
man.
boy.
They have an episode on there where it's a woman running for her life. Motherfuckers is trying to kill her the whole episode, and all motherfuckers is doing is this.
I remember, yeah.
Big groups of people. This is way before like the wave of police killings where everybody was pulling out their phones. Man, people need to go back and watch
Well, I
that
don't know
shit.
if you
It's
saw
really
that
happening.
episode with the guy with the what's the guy who played the Hawk on
Oh
Marvel
yeah.
movies?
You talking about
the
the
video games, and he put the shit on the shit.
yeah.
And he end up his avatar is a guy, and the avatar in the show is the other avatar that he's fighting
It's a
against.
girl,
It's a girl,
but it's a man.
But it's a dude.
And
Bro.
they fucking and
then he find out it's a guy, and they still fucking in the game at the end.
It's weird. It's
So,
so
like-
his wife is like allowing him once a month to go in his game and fuck with this dude,
Yo.
and she go off and fuck with a man in real life.
Yo.
It's wild. But
Yo.
the wildest episode is with the guy from Snowfall, Damson. He's in the back of an Uber. He's so caught up in his phone, a motherfucker take him somewhere and murder him,
I
like
didn't
try
see
to
that
kill
one.
him.
That's
Cause
wild.
he ain't
They
even
locked
looking.
in. They locked in. Yeah.
He look up like, yo, where the fuck I'm at? This ain't where I'm supposed to be.
I tell my kids this when I'm driving, right? They'll be in the car, and I always say this. I say, yo, put that down. You don't know where the fuck I'm at. I might crash. We might get lost, anything. You're not aware of anything that's going on. You just down here. You know, it's just simple stuff, and it's safety, too.
Yeah.
You know, my wife, when you come out that mall, boom, head on a swivel, all of
all
that,
day, every day.
talking and
Yeah, oh boy, you got. My
Yeah,
uncle
break
say
that
this
down.
revenge from Pearl Harbor. They got us fucked up. We so busy looking down, we won't be able to see what's coming.
yeah.
Your uncle might be on to something. That's
Oh boy, he
crazy.
said
I
they
never
they
thought
gave
that
us the
shit.
technology.
That's
He was
wild.
like, "This how we gonna do them." See, when they hit us with Pearl Harbor, we ain't see that shit coming.
And you talking
but
about
this, we gonna give them
Kawasaki
a
and
slow
the- yeah.
burn. Yeah, we gonna give them the
Hiroshima,
slow
yeah.
burn. So now they so busy looking down, they won't even look up to see this
what's
shit
gonna
dropping
come
on.
in.
them.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's only
yeah.
some shit a veteran would tell
Crazy.
you, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You see
That's
somebody
crazy.
on their way to work. They could be halfway to work, left their phone home.
Oh, they
making
coming
them
back.
use it. They going back.
Motherfucker that left their teeth won't go back to get them, but that phone, shit, yeah.
Word up, they be, I just won't talk today.
Right, yeah.
Go get that phone over.
Yo, I done been at work and you be like, yo, I don't know what the fuck going on in the world. Yo.
Yeah.
As soon as you get home, 30 messages, you be,
Yeah.
yeah, that shit's great.
Oh, the people who wake up first thing is social media. As soon as they wake up.
I know so many people that's the first. Motherfucker don't even know if their legs work. They wake up and grab their damn phone. They sleep with it on the side of the bed. Man, I put that shit in the other room or in the kitchen. Sometimes I don't know where the hell my phone, but I can feel my phone.
It's how
when
dangerous
it's in the
that
room,
could be, bro. It's how
Yeah.
dangerous that could be. No,
You
that's
can feel
wild.
that shit, bro.
I wanted to
Yeah.
bring something up, bro, but in the midst of this conversation, I forgot, bro, and it was dealing with this shit. But you know, I'll remember and I'll probably hit y'all up about it and see, get y'all opinion. But yo, bro, dope ass episode, man. Each and every one of y'all, for real. Thank you for coming by, man. Like this is one of this is one of the thus far one of the hottest episodes that we've dropped, and just because of the jewels that you guys is dropping, man, it's heavy. You know, like I don't know if y'all have done this. I know you're an artist, so you getting interviewed and everything. But I don't know if you guys have like, I mean, I would say y'all been doing this for years, man. Like just
I've
how
done podcasts, but you know, when you know how to communicate, it don't matter
Right,
the
yeah.
situation you in. You know what I mean? You know,
because just how y'all articulate your points, man, is heavy, bro. Like I learned a lot today, man. I learned a lot, and
we all learning.
It's my first podcast. I public speak and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but I've never been on a panel with different great minds. You know what I mean? And actually learn while you teach.
And the
You know,
thing
that's
about
dope.
small situations like this, it always bewilders me how like we could do this, right? Just imagine the add-on. And you know, it's almost like with sports. We all come together for sports. We all come together for, you know, the women in fast car, like as men. But it's not just the sharing of the information, but the application. You see what I'm saying? So us coming together, even if we wasn't doing a podcast, you done started something. Yo, fellas, we gonna come together every month, once a month.
because I don't even like to call it a podcast because I think it limits us.
Yeah.
I call it a show, you know, because really, ultimately, our ultimate goal is to be CNBC or something, to be somewhere where, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But even you know, it's almost like Wolf Elf. Yeah, we work out all that, but I also want brotherhood. Yeah, you want something where you know, NBC, but you want a brotherhood network.
Yeah.
That, you know, you might be able to say, yo, the people in the community are going through something with health right now. You know, doctors, you know, actual practitioners. It's just the ability to us to come together to learn and not always come from the same background, because now it might be like, wow, I understand Hector a little bit better. So now the brotherhood really comes through joint experience. You know, a lot of times people say they're your friends or your brothers and they just words. Have we walked together? Have we talked together? And I'm not just talking about simple walk and talk, but I'm just going through life together.
I mean, something as simple as that, man.
Yeah, you know what
how
I
we
mean?
walk together, how we talk together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So you know, now when we hear each other name, or I watch your videos, like, because you're right. When I first met you, I was like, oh, we're here artists, and I went to YouTube and I was like, yo, the consciousness with the revolutionary, because that's how I look at you, bro.
Right, yeah.
You're like the revolutionary conscious man.
Right,
You could be hood, but you dropping Jews.
Right.
And that's me. I'm just not a rapper. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah,
But
yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
that shit. Just like you. You look one way, but you got different tools in you. You know, like I know, you know, you swag, but yo, I could tell you know the street. And it's just the ability to change, but still have that knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, yo, most of the brothers in here educated, got jobs and all that. Like, nobody's in here scratching. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we poor. We're men. Now we just gotta teach boys how to be men and so on and animal. You know what I mean? So this shit is real, yo. I like shit like this. Yo.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all coming, man. I
Thanks
said
for
this the
having
last time I brought some young guys too, man, and we spoke this type of shit. And I said, like, you know, it's crazy how miles can divide men, you know, that guide themselves through the labyrinth of life with the same moral compass. Because this isn't a group of men getting together to break in a house. This isn't a group of men getting together to bust a brick. Like, it's a group of men getting together to share different perspectives and different views from different walks of life, all for the same similar purpose, which is ultimately to educate the younger guys, the guys that came before us, so they won't make the same mistakes we might have did when we was in our youth, you know, and hopefully they can catch some of these jewels, man. But as always, I am your brother in fashion, fitness, finance, and family, El Señor Romero Miliano, Pablo Hector Jesus. You know I got to shout out the gang. That's all my greatly ambitious, intellectually noteworthy gentleman that's aggressively neutralizing the game 365 days of the year. And as always, I got my co-host with me, the stock trader, model data, straight alpha, never beta, might just caress your bitch in the elevator, then sit back with a glass of yak and a pair of gators, my man JB. Gentlemen, I appreciate you. We're going to hit y'all with a round of applause before we go, man. Definitely, man. Like, so many jewels were dropped today, y'all. So many jewels. Everybody's going to get a jewel. We're going to keep powering up. And for the YouTube watchers, subscribe. Please subscribe, man. Come on, man. We drop heavy jewels. Like the fucking video. Peace.